Hey, what's going on, guys? Good to see you back today. Welcome to Arsenal 101, and this is Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Sorry about the pre-game stuff, guys. Honestly, being very honest, I didn't think I was going to make today's stream. I'm fully dosed up on drugs right now, so you're going to have to bear with me, I'm afraid. But first, before I go into the team sheet, by the way, the players are in a tunnel. They're waiting to come out. Before I go into the team sheet, there's the choice that I gave to you guys. I've been talking in my last two videos about Trossard needing to start and the impact that he's making when he's on that left-hand side. I left it up to you guys. I asked the question in the poll on 101, and it says, who starts for Arsenal against Aston Villa on the attacking left-hand side? You guys voted 89%. 89%, guys. 89% of you said that Trossard needs to start. So, look, it's pretty evident what's happened. I don't think any of us should feel bad with the situation. This is for the best of the team. I know some of you lot, 18 now, is saying, what's 18 saying? Feel bad for Tomiyasu as starting Trossard is the right thing to do. And it's just one of those things, guys. All the best teams do it, and it's only going to make you better. Competition is healthy, guys, and we have to understand that. But big shout out to all of you lot. Hit that like button, and massive shout out to all of you guys. Let's go straight into the team sheet, shall we? Let's bring the team sheet up. Let's get it up here, and then let's see what changes have been made. So we've got, let's blow this up. So we've got Ramsdale in goal. We've got Ben White. He's back in the team. It's a shame on Tomiyasu, but it is what it is, guys. You're given a chance, and you have to take you got to take the bull by the horns, and you've got to bring that home, and you've got to be impactful in your play, and you've got to get involved. And I think, as I said, I think Tomiyasu should have started against Brentford. That was the right game. His aerial powers against Ivan Toney would have helped us greatly, especially on set pieces. Brentford, very strong against Arsenal on set pieces. And that's a game that he should have started. So, yeah, I hear you, a few of you guys making comments about Arteta and his team sheet and things like that. But look, man, I'm not going to get away from that because this is his third year as a manager, and he's still picking those things up. Fact of the matter is, he has made changes today, and that's for the better of the team. So it's Saliba and Gabriel as your centre backs, Zinchenko as your inverted left back, Jorginho, Xhaka, and Odegaard in the middle. I'm still surprised that Xhaka's still in the team. Saka on the left, Trossard now on the right, and Nketiah through the middle. So the question now is Martinelli is on the bench. Great to see Reece Nelson on the bench. Vieira's on the bench. Smith Rowe. Shout out to my boy Smith Rowe. What's going on, Tony? Let me get.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Not too bad. Let me get the team sheet back up. Let me get it back up. Here we go. There we go. Right. So as I was saying, let me put this up on there. So it's great to see Smith Rowe back and Reece Nelson. Quiviar's on there, Holding, Tomiyasu, Turney, and Turner. But actually, there was questions last night whether Jesus should have been put on the bench. But because he's not match fit, it seems like they decided against it. But he is trying to get his way back to match fit. His injury is healed. He's fine. There was a lot of talk about him being on the bench today. I did think it was going to be too early for him. I knew Smith Rowe was going to make it, but as far as Jesus, there's no need. I think he's right on schedule for me anyway. I did say it would be the third week of February that he'll be back, and I was 100% correct. I said this at Christmas. And all through my videos, I've been saying exactly the same thing because the inside word that I got from London Coney was exactly that. And as I said to you guys before, guys in the NFL have made that return back in 2 months as well. And I saw no reason why Jesus wouldn't be able to do the same, and he's done exactly that. So he's in full training, guys, which means he's out there with the guys, kicking the ball around, running up and down. He's done 2 weeks of light running, and and they're happy with that. They've had no setbacks, and that's why Jesus is back in full training. So the question is now is, do you rush Smith Rowe into this? This is the first time he's been on the bench. We know Nelson's been on the bench actually for the last 2 games, and he hasn't played a part. So one might think that Smith Rowe will probably not play today. I'd be surprised if he does. And the same thing with Jesus. Next game, Jesus is probably going to be on the bench. Will he play? Probably not. So we'll have to wait and see. Gary, what's going on? I think Gary said he's at work today, so we're not going to see
Gary?
him. Shout out to 18 as well. Tony, thoughts on the team sheet?
Yeah, so I want to address the issue of substitutes. If you are on the bench, then you are likely to play. You are intention to play. Now, you have to be able to run 90 minutes, but there are players that you will go, well, we'd prefer him not to run 90 minutes. If we can get him 20 minutes at the end of the game, when others are maybe in need of replacement, then that's a better situation. So as far as I'm concerned, you don't put a player on the bench just to fill the seat. Now, that's unfortunately what Arsenal have been guilty of doing, is literally saying, oh, we have a seat on the bench. Let's put Cozier Dewberry on the bench. Now, Cozier Dewberry played yesterday 90 minutes for the under-21s. So that's why you don't see him today on the bench. Yeah. But I know in previous weeks, he's played 2 days before a game and he's been on the bench. Now, you know, if I've played 90 minutes at under-21 level, I ain't ready to play 90 minutes for the first team if need be. So if somebody comes off injured, I'm not actually that guy, but I'm filling a seat on the bench. Now, clearly to me, with Emil Smith Rowe and with Nelson, they're not match ready because they haven't played matches. Quite simple. And the only way they're going to get match ready is to play matches. Shot comes in way wide from Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, so it's blasted it way over.
So, look, those guys need minutes.
Here comes Trossard. Great ball in from Trossard. Oh, sorry, go on. That's what we want, man.
Yeah. Why is my...
Martinelli's been holding on to the ball for too long in those situations. Trossard gets the ball on the left. He puts Xhaka through straight away, and it goes out for... it's still Arsenal on the left-hand side, though. That's much better from Trossard. Yeah, I mean, to your point, Tony, it would be nice to see Smith Rowe and Nelson get 5 minutes, maybe 10, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's see if it does.
That's the ideal situation. You know, the ideal situation is Arsenal go 3-0 up, and with 20 minutes to go, you give Nelson and Smith Rowe some minutes. Yeah, because you're in a position to be able to do that. Obviously, the ideal position would also be, look, if we're 3-0, 4-0 up, you rest Eddie Nketiah. Because he's now played 95 minutes, 2 games in a row within the last 6-7 days.
Yeah.
So you want to get a lead so you can give him and Saka some minutes off. Yeah.
Early moments in the game, guys. If you're just joining us, both sides really trying to stamp their authority in the opening minutes. Douglas Luiz had a spectacular 40-yard shot, which went way over the bar. But Arsenal, they just need to be careful of Ollie Watkins. It looks like that they might be pushing up high, playing that high ball up to him, which is what Haaland did and which is what Ivan Toney did. It seems to be a tactic that teams are going to use against us now because they've seen it work for other teams. But to cut a long story short, they're trying to play over our midfield. Our midfield is dominant, and they're trying to play over it, and that's exactly what Unai Emery is doing. He's trying to go with the winning formula here and seeing how it will work. Comments. Gary says 100% Tony. Cam says, when I looked at the fixtures, I saw this one as a potential banana skin. Then again, I had Everton and City down as wins for us. I just hope that City loss won't choke us. And G says, can't see why people are criticizing Arteta. He made the changes y'all were clamoring for. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Villa just scored. Oh, man.
So, look.
I just warned everybody about Ollie Watkins.
When you say, like, you're looking for the changes the manager that everybody wanted, they're not the changes everybody wanted. They're the only changes you could make. They literally left yourself no option but to make that one change. That was the only change you could do. Yeah? Because you've left yourself so thin, you don't have an alternative.
So he's onside. He just plays it over Saliba's head. And Saliba just seems like he just gets the wrong angle on him. So you can see here, Saliba, it goes right over Saliba's head. Saliba's watching the board instead of the man. But he just has the angle wrong. He's giving him far too much space on his left foot. Yeah, it's not good defending there from Saliba. It's just giving him way too much time on that left foot. Ollie Watkins, that's 4 goals in a row for him. That is so poor.
He hit a streak of form, obviously.
This is bad, man. This is crippling.
Yeah.
That is not what you need.
Tom Hanks is at the game, I see.
Yeah. That is an awful start to the game from Arsenal. I mean, they pretty much had it covered. It's just, and Saliba played so well in the last game. Odegaard is down. He's limping. He's holding his right ankle. And Arteta's talking to Ben White now. I think he's asking Ben White why he wasn't there covering for Saliba. But, I mean, to be honest, guys, Saliba's been in that situation with Ivan Toney and Haaland for the last 2 weeks. Didn't play well against Toney, played really well against Haaland. I was talking to Charles Watts yesterday, and I messaged him and said, why are you saying Saliba was getting roasted by Haaland? He wasn't. He was not getting roasted. He won every ball in the first half, and they went 50-50 in the second half. So I didn't agree with Charles Watts about that. But Saliba on the first ball, and again, they're going long just like Everton, just like Brentford and Man City did. And right now, Arsenal seem to have a problem dealing with long balls. And it wasn't even that difficult for Saliba. He just, yeah. Gonna have to come back strong in this one, man. Gonna have to come back strong in this one. Sean says, dear, oh dear. Zari says, I'm so mad right now. Yeah, I'm fuming, bro. I'm fuming. Fat Fred, big shout out to you, Freddie. Freddie says, morning overseas emergency WhatsApp sent. I'm actually watching the game on my mobile on EE, so I can't tune into my WhatsApp at the moment, Fred. So yeah, because on EE you get the BT Sports for free, so I tend to watch those games on my phone. Nay said, hi guys, not happy we've conceded. I am fuming. I am absolutely fuming. I am absolutely fuming.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've tried to make myself clear. You've left yourself short. You've left yourself way too short. You know, this team needs freshening up right now. I hope we can go and score 3 goals and win this 3-1 from now. But yeah, we left ourselves way too short.
I don't think that's the issue. I think that there's a more underlying issue here with, first of all, our form has dipped, and then teams are just figuring us out on the long ball.
Yeah, but this is where, if you've got options, Apollo, yeah, you change it up. Yeah. You know, this has been talked about all week. All week I've seen the same story.
That's better. Arsenal, come on.
No plan B.
Yeah,
I don't. Even if you listen to Pep Guardiola, yeah, Listen to his post-game talk about Arsenal. First half, Arsenal were all over us, yeah? Second half, we knew what we had to do. We made the changes. We went to the back four. We knew what we had to do, and we changed the game. It's obvious. No plan B, bro.
Yeah, Eddie Nketiah looked like he dived on that one. There was no contact there at all. He went down. Yeah. Yeah, I still think it's too early for that. I think this squad has been in a massive rebuild. Yeah, everyone knows what my feelings are on that one. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Maybe Saliba didn't think that, because that was Ramsdale's just been put in duty as well. Yeah, I can't believe it. Villa, come on, Villa are not that team, guys, man. Okay, so Freddie's saying he needs a link. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for me to send you one, and I'll have to turn the game off, mate. He says, as I turned it on, scores painful. G says, Saliba backs off, almost daring Watkins to shoot on his weaker foot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did. It's like in the NBA, isn't it? When you know someone has not got a great 3-point shot. Oh, it looks like Arsenal's just hit the crossbar. Nketiah. Arsenal's gone close. Chance, man.
Inches.
Was he off? I think he was slightly off. Yeah, I think he was slightly offside. And that's yeah, Ben White was slightly offside. Yeah, actually, no, it wasn't. Eddie didn't miss. It looked like he kicked the defender kicked it over the bar, yeah. But Ben White was offside. Ben White was offside. If that went in, it wouldn't have been a goal anyway. But good build up for Arsenal. We want to see more of this. We want to see more of this. I mean, Arsenal are in a pickle right now. The good news, guys, is the goal went in after 5 minutes, and you've got a chance to fix it now. You've got a chance to put in a performance today, 2 goals, and that'll take us over the line. It's early doors yet, man. It's early doors yet. 173 of you guys already watching the stream. Shout out to all of you, man, and hit that like button. I have not put Twitter links up before. It was a last-minute stream. Here comes Trossard on the left-hand side. That's that ball through again to Xhaka. It was exactly the same ball that we saw off the first few minutes. And Trossard making decisive decisions there on the left. We've seen Martinelli pick up the ball and be indecisive in that on that left side. Trossard seems to be a little bit more impactful in his decision making. And Xhaka, credit to Xhaka for making the runs forward. Both times been blocked. The corner's taken. It's a short corner.
So what minute are you on?
I'm on 13 minutes and 5 seconds, BT Sports.
Okay, I'm a minute behind you.
You're a minute.
Yeah.
See if you can speed up. I could try and slow it down, but then would be a bit too slow. There's another through ball put in. That's a great ball from Jorginho. That's excellent play by Jorginho. Arsenal looking threatening here.
Yeah, they look to have a bit more intent at the moment. They're very much
that left side looks better with Trossard in there, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's going at, he's literally going at them now.
That's a great ball. Oh. First touch let Eddie down there. Would be great to see Eddie get on the score sheet today.
Would be lovely to see him get a brace.
Huh?
I said it would be even better to see him get a brace.
It would. It goes out for a goal kick. Pressure from Trossard. Good start from Trossard today, guys. Healthy start from Trossard. But yeah, so they're saying it was Mings that took away that scoring opportunity there from Nketiah.
Yeah, the header.
Yeah, Nketiah looked like he was going to have a headed goal easily there.
That's right.
And then Mings came in. That's great there from Mings. That's why Mings got that new contract, isn't it? That's why he got the new contract.
Oh, bad miscontrol from Eddie. If he controls that, he's in 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. I swear.
So you don't have an EE phone, Tony?
No, I'm on O2, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went out last night to my cousin's 50th, actually to both my cousins, both of them turned 50 in the same week. They've been married for 27, been together 27 years. So shout out to you, Kenneth and Jessica. Great to see you guys last night. And I came back, and honestly, my back was just dead, man. I literally hobbled in my bed to 3 a.m. and I took drugs then. Oh! What a finish from Saka! What a finish! Left foot volley, top left-hand corner net, and Arsenal go level. Absolutely fantastic. Star boy. Now, is that 10 goals? Is that 10 goals? Is that officially now 10 goals?
Is it 10 or 9?
I think it might be. I'm going to have to check that out. But wow, what a finish by Saka. Nay, that's your son there. That's your son there. You can see here on the left, Ben White crosses the ball in. Mings headers it out. And Saka with the volley. Emi Martinez just stands there and absolutely does nothing. What a strike by Saka. Absolutely. Listen, Saka is that guy. Look at the pace on the strike. Bang! Look at that. What a finish from Saka. That is what I'm talking about, guys. That is star boy. Unai Emery's trying to settle everybody down. He's trying to settle everybody down.
Come on.
But Unai Emery, I'd be very, very, very worried. Gary says, what a goal from Saka. And Nay says, oh my God, that's my boy. That is, guys, look, there's 16 minutes gone. A lot of football to play. What an absolute rocket by Arsenal star boy.
Yeah. Good. And you know what? That's a goal from open play. That's, that's the nice thing.
Yeah. Wow. Freddie says, star boy. Oi, oi. Wow. That was incredible, man.
Yeah, guys, forgive me. Man.
Yeah, I was about to say, you guys, hit the drugs as soon as I got in at 3 a.m., hit the drugs at 9 a.m., and just before I started the stream, I hit the drugs again. Doubled up on the painkillers, doubled up on the naproxen. So if I fall asleep during the stream, guys, forgive me. G says, I believe. What an incredible goal.
Yeah. Rooted with a bit of fortune, because obviously the cross from Ben White gets headed out straight into the path of Bukayo Saka. It would have been nice had we set that up ourselves directly. Yeah. But look, we're back in the game. Let's go and start, dominating this game. We've got to win our duels. My stream is cracking up like a bad boy.
Zinchenko there with a long shot there. You can see here, Zinchenko's way out. He's 30 yards out, and the shot is comfortably in the middle, and Emi Martinez collects that in his hand.
Just going to nip out quickly. Hang on. I'll be back in a sec, mate.
Okay, Freddie says, I'm living off your commentary in Trinidad at a carnival. Listen, loving that, bro. Loving that, man. That Trini carnival is the real deal, bro. Is the real deal. Trini is the real deal, man. Let me see, man. Let me see. I'm gonna, you know what, Fred? I'm gonna try and see if I can sort something out on Messenger. Long ball played over on the right now. Saka trying to chase that, but it goes out of bounds. Right. Let's see if we can help out, Freddie. Wow. Man, this is exactly what we wanted. We were praising Mings a few minutes ago, but he took the wrong option on that headed clearance, which led Saka to strike that ball. Boy, Straka was deadly, man. Saka ain't playing. Saka ain't playing, man. Right. Saka ain't playing at all. Game's starting to settle down a little bit now, but Arsenal, as I said, the best thing that could have happened to us, guys, was that Villa scored early. Because all that's done is that's given us time to get back into the game and figure this out. So, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. It's exactly what we're doing. So they're having a look at the goal again. You can see there Mings headers it straight into the path of danger. And what one has to think in that situation, what the defender should normally do is head it out for a corner. Don't head it back out into the danger zone, which is exactly what it did. They do coach this, yeah, at the under 16s. They do coach that. And Mings has taken the wrong option there. He's headed the ball right back into the path of danger, and he's not put the ball out for a corner, which is where they could have reset themselves.
So number one, you couldn't head it out for a corner. It's impossible to head at a ball from where he's standing to for a corner. Yeah, I was thinking of the line, but
watch the
where
replay.
he's standing,
watch the replay.
He would have had to rotate his body for 180 degrees. So it's nigh and impossible to head at the ball in that direction. Yeah. If he tries to header it backwards, he got more chance of scoring an own goal.
Yeah, you don't do is header it where he put the ball. What you don't do is put it back into the danger zone.
What that header needs is more air. That header needs to clear the area, because it literally gets 5 yards on the header, and obviously as a centre back, you're looking to get 10 plus yards on the header.
No, I'm struggling here. I can't get this.
Come on, Zinchenko. That's a terrible cross. What the hell? I'm actually beginning to think, is Zinchenko having a poor dip of form? Yeah.
Well, a lot of players are. It's not just him, bro. This is why when me and Danny was doing the stream the other day, pretty much across the board, and that's why they're in a funk. You're looking for someone. I mean, the goal today from Saka, you're looking for something like that. You're looking for a little bit of magic, a little bit of form to come in, and that's exactly what he did. But there's still players across the board which are struggling. And
sorry, Apollo, I've got an apology to make to you. I've just seen the header again. He can play it out. He can play it to a corner.
That's why I was saying, watch it again, man. It's Fred. I'm struggling. Fred, I'm struggling to find you a stream. Nothing's coming up for me at the moment. Yeah. Here we go. So this is crazy, guys. Look at Saka, man. Saka's been on fire this season. I don't think people realize how much of a good season he's really having.
Yeah.
I might have to take this up with Bertram. So, guys, only Erling Haaland, 30, and Harry Kane, 18, have been involved in more Premier League goals this season than Bukayo Saka. 17 goals he's been a part of, guys. 17 goals.
Yeah, I did mention that last week about his GA.
Yeah. And he's tied with Nketiah now, 9 goals this season. The difference is he's got 8 assists.
Yeah.
That's insane. What a season he's having.
He is. He's having an absolute phenomenal season. And off the back of last season where we were really impressed with 10 goals and the assists last year.
Bless.
And it looks like he's going to improve on that performance this year. you know, I understand what Bertrand's point is. He wants him to run more at defenders, but he's a very clever player. You know, you don't score the amount of goals that he scores, and you don't have the amount of assists that you have if you aren't clever enough to know when to take a player on, when to come inside. You know, look, it's like Robert Pires. Robert Pires is not the most fantastic player at beating men on the outside. You know, Robert Pires, absolutely one of the finest midfielders ever when it comes to knowing where to be from wide positions to make an effective contribution and score goals and create options. You know, I'll compare him with Mark Overmars, who's my other favourite winger. You know, Mark Overmars just had the speed to beat players. Beep, beep, he's gone. Yeah. You know, so clearly Saka doesn't see himself as that Overmars type player. I'm just going to knock it and beat you. But what he does is he's a hybrid between Overmars and a Pires. You know, he's more Pires than Overmars probably, but that doesn't make him a scrub, because to me, Pires is one of the best to play out wide, but he wasn't that. I'm just going to beat you.
Wow.
Talk to us.
Jacques, Ollie Watkins' hold-up play has been fantastic. A great ball into Ollie Watkins. Again, Saliba being a little bit passive, but there's 3 players around Ollie Watkins, Jorginho, Xhaka, and Saliba. It took 3 players to bring him down, and Xhaka's the one that fouls him, and it's a free kick to Villa. This is Douglas Luiz zone. This is just outside. I would say it's 30 yards. It's quite far out actually, but it took 3 players to bring down. He's a handful. He is, Ollie Watkins, a big guy. Look at him standing next to Xhaka. Xhaka's 6 foot. Ollie Watkins is just towering over him.
So I see that there's a couple of comments in the chat about Zinchenko today. I mean, you know, look, we're 25 minutes in. He hasn't shown his prowess as yet.
You know,
I'll say what I said last week or in midweek. The drop-off between Zinchenko and Tierney is too big. Now, he probably started the game not as great as you'd expect or as you'd hope. Do we now say, okay, take Zinchenko off and put on Tierney? To me, Zinchenko offers a lot more.
Way more,
going forward than what Tierney offers.
Yeah, way more. Way more.
It's a difficult one. I understand what people say because I've seen, you know, wayward passing today. I've seen loss of possession, and I can understand that. But can you afford to have another player on who doesn't have the guile and the invention to create
awareness, the vision, and that ability to the game up and speed it down, just the game management, just game.
Unfortunately, Apollo, I've had to move to my other channel, which is now, I think, probably 2 minutes behind you. I'm at 27 minutes.
Right, I'm at 28 minutes and 34 seconds.
There you go. Yeah, I knew it. I knew as soon as I did it, because the other channel, which was about 30 seconds behind you, just keeps jumping. So I'm on a better, more. This one's perfect, but I am now 2 minutes behind you. What were your thoughts on the team sheet? I missed your initial thoughts.
I mean, I was there was a couple of remarks that came through on the stream that we had on Thursday. It's a bad tackle there to Ben White. You can see Saka wins the header on the right-hand side. It's a high leg, and he seems to catch Ben White on his ankle. Ben White looks like he's okay, though. I think Ben White's looking for a yellow card there. He's looking for the ref to come out and help him out with a booking. Doesn't look like it's happened though. Was that Buendia who was late? No, it doesn't seem like there's a booking. That's strange. That's a high tackle on the ankle, and he's not booked him. It was a throw into Arsenal, and now it's a corner to Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal look. The thing is, it's a bit difficult, this one, because you look at Brentford, you look at City, and then you look at where Aston Villa are in the league. And it's one thing to say you can expose Arsenal's weaknesses and frailties. Remember, Arsenal have got the second best defense in the league still. But it's one thing to say you can expose them, but it's another thing to have the men in your team to be able to do it. Aston Villa now, 11th place in the league, in 23 games, 8 wins, 5 draws, 10 losses, a -8 goal difference. It's another thing to capitalize on knowing what you've got to do. To have the ability and skills to overturn Arsenal. Arsenal still has quality, but for this game, for me, guys, this is just a confidence game, in my opinion. Get over the bar, get 3 points by any means necessary. Don't matter if it's ugly, don't matter if it's pretty, just get it done.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Oh, flipping hell.
What's happened, buddy?
Buendia's just scored for them. How? It's Coutinho. Buendia down the left-hand side. Oh, God, Arsenal, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? That came out of nothing. That came out of absolutely nothing. Wow. Coutinho hadn't even had a touch all game. It came down the left-hand side. It came down the left. You can see here, ball played in from Buendia. It's a 1-2 on the left-hand side. Arsenal just backing off. The ball is a slip ball that's played through Ben White. And nobody picks up Coutinho in the middle. You can see here the ball is played through Ben White. There's nobody on Buendia. The ball is played backwards to the penalty spot. Buendia picks up the ball, places it in the bottom left-hand corner. He hadn't made much of an impact. To be honest, Jorginho was playing him off the park. It's another goal from Villa. And the ball was worked really well down that side between Buendia, Camero, and Morano. Buendia lures Xhaka into that space left for Coutinho to convert. It was Xhaka that was pulled out of place. You got to give credit to Villa for the ball. It was really well worked, but Arsenal just looked oblivious on that left-hand side. This one's gonna have goals in it, guys. This one's gonna have goals in it.
Oh, just when you need a clean sheet. That would have been nice. A clean sheet and a win would have been just, renewed the confidence. But
I mean, that's the first. To tell you how bad this is, guys, that's Coutinho's first goal of the season. Here comes Saka on the right-hand side now. It's 1-on-1. He goes past his player, puts it in the middle. It's blocked by Mings. Still on that right-hand side there from Arsenal. Odegaard picks up the ball now with Ben White. Is that an Arsenal throw-in? Yeah, it's an Arsenal throw-in. Ney said he had 3 defenders near him too. Yeah, they just played the triangles. Xhaka got pulled out of place and Ben White got the overlap played on him. And we just stood there and watched it happen. Nobody picked up Coutinho running into the middle. Because as I said, that's normally Xhaka's job. And he got pulled out by Buendia. It's a good goal. It was well worked by Villa. But this guy is his first goal of the season, Coutinho. He's been Mr. Invisible for them. Oh, man. So, guys, it's 34 minutes gone now. 34 minutes. Still a lot of football to play. Still an hour of football to play. Plenty of time for Arsenal to get back into this game. It's one of those things, guys, yeah? When it rains, it pours. It's poor defending from Arsenal. Yeah. As I said, Xhaka pulled out position. Ben White is taken out by that pass behind him. It's one of those
I mean,
things, guys. Look, when you're a team and you're in bad form and you're trying to get it back, you're gonna have to work twice as hard to do that. It doesn't come easy. That's just how sport works.
I mean, that pass behind Ben White, you just can't. You know, his whole body position is wrong. His body position is wrong. And then it's just a great ball, which is, you know,
Saka, get it. That's well defended. And Buendia kicks it out for a corner. I was just about to say the same thing, Nate. I was just about to say the same thing. Look what happens when we don't have Thomas Partey in the team, guys.
Oh, don't go there, please.
I mean, like, I can't even. Yeah, I was gonna say it, but I thought, oh man.
Yeah, I bet you wish we'd spent the 100 million and bought Casado, innit?
Well, the thing is, they spent money on Kivior as well. Let's see the kid. You spent 20 million on, man. Let's see him.
In a part of the pitch that you didn't need.
Yeah. Well, they did need a backup to Gabriel, but yeah, I mean,
really,
isn't
Tomiyasu capable of filling on a centre back on the left hand side?
He's capable, but if you get an injury to Ben White again down the road the next month, what are we going to do? I mean, look, it's balancing plates, isn't it? It's balancing plates, Tony. You get it right and it works. You get it wrong, it doesn't work. It's one of those things.
So what would you rather have had, Kivior or Casado right now?
I would have the player who would be available to us.
No, I'm giving you a direct choice. You can have Casado or you can have Kivior. Who are you choosing?
Yeah, same answer. I'm choosing the guy who's available to me. Casado wasn't available and Kivior was.
Okay, so, all right. You spend the money, you get what you pay for. Simple as that. The player ain't available, apparently Enzo Fernandez. The player ain't available, apparently Mudryk. The player ain't available, apparently João Felix. The player ain't available, apparently Gakpo. The player ain't available, apparently, and I can go on and on and on and on. But, you know, hey, that's just me. Pay your money.
Like I said, you can beg a man to sell a house, but if he loves his house, he ain't going to sell it. Villa trying to go for a third here. Is that handball? No, it's not. Arsenal come out on the break.
You can beg a man to sell his house, but if you give him the money, he'll sell it.
Not everyone,
seriously.
Tony. Yeah, not
seriously.
Everybody.
There's a famous story about a Hollywood house that was sold on that same basis.
Yeah, and it happen. It can happen a lot, but not everybody, Tony. Not everybody. You know, not everybody
and anybody has a price.
Yes, I don't believe that. I've seen many occasions where not everybody has a price. Yeah.
Okay.
Some people have different values than others. You know, anyone can be convinced to do something for the right amount of money, but in certain ways. But some people have different standards. It's just how life is, man.
Yeah. Look,
you know, there's that famous. What's that Robert Redford movie where he get a man $1 million for sleep with his wife?
Yeah, and as I said, everybody got a price, bro. Everybody's got a price. So making it out like some people have got like, no, I'm never gonna sell. Look, it's football. It's a selling game.
Cam says someone give Xhaka some WD-40 for his joints. Not good enough. Found wanted at bad times. Dominating games isn't good enough, and we ain't potent enough. G saying Watkins causing all kinds of issues. Really, their main threat. What's happened to Saliba? It's not just Saliba. Like I said, there are bad performances across the pitch. It's not just one player, bro. It's a combination of many. I think this is Mark Clark. Mark is saying the Partey thing is real. It's what he does in possession too. Yeah, it's transition. It's getting that ball from the defense not losing possession and putting a pass onto an attacking player. And that transition, he's the best in the league at doing that. And you've lost that. And look, as good as Jorginho has been, and he has been decent in Partey's absent, he's still not Partey's quality. You think of Casemiro, Rodri, they're the top guys in the league as well. You put them on a level of Partey, that's where Partey is right now. Partey's up there. Yeah, that's where he is. That's a great through ball played into Eddie. It's back down to Trossard. It's on that left-hand side. Vincey, how you doing, bro?
He's on the phone.
Yeah, I agree with Mark Clark. Mark says you don't spend silly money for that reason. And that's why we pulled out of the Mudryk deal and the Caicedo, because it got to the point where you were way over the odds for those players and you still didn't get them. Look, they tried. Yeah, I give them credit just for putting their hand in the thing. But I still think they had a decent transfer window. Me and Danny was talking about this on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Danny was like, decent, I don't know
because of what? What did you do? What did you achieve?
What you tell me what they achieved, Tony. They put bums on seats.
They got a left back and a potential false nine. Wow.
Yeah, they put bums on seats. Mark says, I'm not selling my house if I love it and I don't. Yeah, and that's it. I know people who have built their house from the ground up and have been offered for it. And they've one guy I know, Ian, he spent
if a man
13 years building his house with his hand, blood and sweat.
There ain't no if, buts, or maybes. If you can take the man's money and buy build a bigger house, you're selling it, bro.
No, as I said, I know a guy in Haiti who spent 13 years building his house, and he's had 3 people offering money for it. And he said to me, Apollo, that house is my life, my blood, my sweat, my investment. I'm not selling it to nobody. One man offered him nearly double of what he bid. And it's materials, isn't it?
Mate. It's a unicorn. Yeah. You know, football is a selling industry. Yeah. Every team sells. Arsenal have sold. Tottenham have sold. Man United have sold. Real Madrid have sold. Look.
I tell you who hasn't sold.
Who hasn't?
Josh Kroenke. He didn't sell when Daniel Ek and that man came up with some billions. Not everybody sells for those reasons.
Who's put up the money? Where's the money, bro?
I said the same thing, but the fact of the matter is, regardless, Josh told them that they could double that amount and he still ain't selling. Yeah?
No money was put up.
What's going on? What's going on, Danny? Big shout out to you, my brother. We were just talking about our stream on Thursday. And he said, I told you Martinelli wasn't the problem on that left side. We're unbalanced there. I think Trossard's had a decent game today so far. I think our problems have been at the back, man. Today, our problem. Here comes Saka on the right-hand side. Play that overlap. Wow. Great ball in. Come on. It's gone out for a corner. Oh, man. Oh, let me change this banner. Let me change that banner there. Come on, at least, look, it's 42 minutes. We need a goal either before half-time or we got to come back second half and get a goal early in this game. Villa are there for the taking. They don't have a great defense. Villa have let in 35 goals this season. Only Leicester, Leeds, Bournemouth and Southampton have let in more. So we can get at them. Who's this? This might be... It's Mark. Mark says... you know what? I got a house. I built a house in the area. I'm not gonna give you my word. You have to pay well over the odds. And Arsenal are clever enough not to engage in that foolishness. And then Randall says, "Come on, Arsenal, step up time." Yeah, it is. It is, bro. This is where you earn your dollars. You got a man like Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson on the bench, Tierney's on the bench. You got options. There's options there. Which reminds me, yeah, and again, Martinelli's on the bench as well. So there's options. There's plenty of options there, guys. Vieira as well on the bench. Someone who I'd like to see actually playing this game in the number 8 role in terms of creativity. Those are the things that I would like to see. So into the final minute of the first half, guys. Arsenal looking again to Saka for solutions by going down that right-hand side. 2 minutes of added time left in the game. Mark says, it's bad. I can't see us scoring more goals. It's sad now that they're lining up to make us. We're laughing stock. Well, we're getting there. We're attacking. I think this is quite an easy balanced game, Mark. It's an easy balanced game. We're just going to need to get more out of our attackers. We need more out of Trossard. We need more out of Odegaard. Need more out of Nketiah. And we definitely need more out of Zinchenko. This isn't the same Zinchenko that I've been used to seeing of late. You know, but for me, it's like you make a couple of substitutions. Yeah, Eddie's been out of the game at the moment, mate. He did have that chance for their headed, but it was a great play by Mings to cut it out and put it over the bar. Otherwise, that would have easily been in the back of the net. There's a fight going on here between Douglas Luiz and Saka. They're all getting into it now. It seemed like there was punches that were thrown. Now Xhaka's got into the mix. Xhaka's walked straight up to Douglas Luiz and said, if you want to hit somebody, hit me. There's a player down as well. It looks like it's Odegaard. This is the second time they've chopped down Odegaard. This is the second time they chopped Odegaard down 10 minutes ago. And now they've chopped him down again. Let's see what happens. It's a late tackle on Saka. And then it looks like Mings. So what happened? Mings late tackle Saka. And then he kicks Odegaard in the knee. So Mings is the guy at fault here. And then was that Coutinho? Then Coutinho slides into Saka. Oh, it's all kicking off here, guys. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off here. Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen here, guys? Let's see what the referee does. Peter. Come on, what's going on now? The referee's basically just stood back to have a look at the action, to see what's going on. As I said, Ming bundles over Nketiah, then it's Nketiah, then catches Odegaard, and then Coutinho just comes, looks like it was two-footed into Saka, and Saka jumps at him, and there's just a lot of players pushing each other around. So it's a yellow card, but so Saka gets booked for the yellow card, and Douglas Luiz gets booked as well. Well, that was a waste of time there. Yeah, it looked. Danny's saying the ref had lost control. I thought the ref just stood back and just watched them do what he's doing. What's going on, C? What, I'm C? Hey, Vincey, shout out, man. Yeah, it looks like this one's going to get blown for half time now. They played well over the 2 minutes of injury time.
There's a rush of really bad tackles going in there.
And he's booked. He hasn't even booked Coutinho for the tackle on Saka. I don't understand that.
And the tackle on Odegaard. They're bad tackles.
Yeah, I know. And he hasn't given a yellow card. He just I don't understand it, mate.
Looks like Mings' tackle is terrible.
Yeah, that's a yellow. The Mings tackle, it should be a yellow. And like I said, he went high on Saka before and wasn't booked for it.
Yeah, Coutinho went right through. Yeah, Saka.
Oh, I can't even look at the league table right now. This is not good, man. This is not good. Dan says, should have been 2 Villa bookings there. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, easily.
I think Mings should have been booked and Coutinho should have been booked.
Yeah.
Nay said, the refs are joker. We're seeing this every week. And like, do you remember when I said to Danny on Thursday, because we're trying to fight this back, it's almost like they've got an agenda. The more we complain, the more they want to show us the book and fine us and do all of that stuff. Almost like they're saying that we ain't got a voice. Yeah, we should accept the bullying and that we're getting from the officiating from the refs. Danny's saying it's like the NBA, no emotion allowed. Yeah, essentially, that's it. Let me change the banner here, guys. Let's change the banner here. Right, so there's lots to talk about, guys. It's halftime. Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. It was an extremely entertaining 45 minutes from the neutral point of view. It's raised questions for me about Arsenal's title challenge. They've not won in 4 games, 3 league games, 2 losses and a draw, and they've come out today and they're 2-1 down away from home. Remember, guys, Arsenal at one point had played 10 away games and had 7 clean sheets. And they've let in 2 goals to a team, quite frankly, in the bottom half of the table who have been leaking goals. They've let in 35 goals in 22 games. And they've been all over Arsenal. And in many ways, they've just taken their chances. The first goal was Saliba he was in no man's land on that one-on-one and really should have done way better. And the second goal, the ball was well worked by Villa on that left-hand side. And it's you couldn't have said nothing about the second goal. The Arsenal goal was just a rocket from Saka. It's really what we needed. It was a brilliant goal. But you have to wonder where the ball, the goals and the chances are coming through, which has been, you haven't really, outside of Nketiah getting through nearly with a header and Mings makes a last-ditch save by kicking it over the bar. You have to wonder where the creativity is coming from. And that's the reason why I would take Xhaka off and put Fabio Vieira on. I would put him on the pitch. The team need more creativity. They're kicking 7 daylights out of Odegaard. Saka's been kicked up twice. They don't seem to be getting penalised from it. And with Man City heading towards an injury hit Nottingham Forest this afternoon, Arsenal have to come up with an answer today in order to stay in it. They've got to come up with an answer.
Yeah. Why you put the black box up on? Leave the black box till it gets occupied. That's what I say.
Danny's saying we're bottling it. Let's be honest. Andrew says fear has taken hold. Moses says we're not pressing. Oh God, yes, because we're on the back foot. They're playing. They haven't predominantly been playing long balls, but in certain situations where they see our zone play. Remember the zone play we talked about? By hitting it over the top, you break them out of their zones and then you put them on the back foot. So that's the reason why it stops the press as well. Because when you're pressing, you're committing men forward, and you're taking a chance by pushing your own men out of those zones. So when the ball's played over the top, you're winning possession. That's what's stringing us out. Everyone's following a formula that Brentford created. That's basically what's happening now. And Villa are not the greatest team, but it just goes to show you that they've had 2 goals out of those situations. So, and you're going to see more of it now. It's on the menu. And yeah, second, they were ball watching. Xhaka got buffed on that one by Buendia in the midfield. And there was no one picking up Coutinho for his run. Bertram saying, we are giving up goals like the Wenger days. Sorry, Apollo, that is not Saliba. That was Zinchenko who was getting on my nerves. Whether it was Zinchenko not being in that position is one thing. Saliba should be able to deal with that man-on-man. If you're man-on-man, if there's 1 against 1 and you're Saliba, he's been dealing with them rock solid all season. There's only been... Ivan Toney's the only guy who's shown Saliba up. There's no one that's been able to outman him. Yeah, not even Haaland. Haaland did not... I don't care what anybody says. Haaland did not get the better of Saliba last week. Go back and watch the game. I didn't know what Charles Watts was talking about when he said it. I do not
he
agree with
didn't.
that at all. Yeah,
He didn't.
so
You're right.
so I would expect Saliba to deal with Ollie Watkins in that situation. And what he did, Bertram, is he showed him his weaker foot. He took the angle. He chose to take the angle away from the right and said, "If you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me on your weaker foot." And that's what Ollie Watkins did. Yeah, that's what happened.
You got to give credit to the goal. He's plunked that in possibly the smallest window with his weaker foot. It's a great goal. Yes, Bertram, I must give some slight comment about the loss of the ball by Zinchenko, which he's now done on several occasions in this game. But as I said earlier in the commentary, one of my fears is if you take Zinchenko off, who has been poor of late in games, and you bring in Tierney, then effectively you lose one of your creative options. Because to me, Zinchenko, in terms of play, far outstrips what Tierney brings to the table. But if that's something you think will make a difference, because it probably will happen in the second half, because I can see it happening. You're going to go, hang on a second, I need to make some changes. And Tierney is an option. So let's see what that looks like when he comes on. But for me, that change doesn't make a improvement automatically. It might do for a sporadic bit. He's got great energy, a lot of passion. Let's see what happens. But primarily, the goal, there's too much time between the time that he loses the ball and the proximity at which he loses it.
They're showing it again.
To when the goal goes in. Goal. Yeah. And
yeah.
I'm saying Ollie Watkins got the better of Saliba. You know me, love Saliba, but he got done. He got done. He did everything he's supposed to do, sending the man onto his left foot. Yeah. But just, you know what I mean? He got done. He needs to be closer to the player. He tried. If he's closer, he could possibly get a blocking, which is what you want. Yeah. So that was my feelings on the goal. What else have we got to talk about?
Yeah, guys. I mean, look, everybody knows how much I love Nketiah, but he's not playing well at the moment. He's invisible. Apart from the headed chance he had, which you got to put Mings. You got to put that one on Mings, otherwise Eddie would have had a goal today. But I just don't see a plethora of players. I'm a big Zinchenko fan. He ain't playing well. I love Saliba. Saliba's not playing well. Trossard started well for the first 15 minutes. Trossard was dynamic. I didn't even hear his name called in the last 20 minutes of the first half. Danny says Zinchenko has been shocking since United. A lot of them have. Yeah, let's understand that it's a plethora of players who are not. If it was one player, like in the previous games, Martinelli weren't playing well, and I thought the others were subpar. Now it's like a lot of players are just not playing well. Moses said, Apollo, check the replay of the second goal. Nketiah and Odegaard were ball watching from the front. I thought the second goal was really, really, really well. They had 3 passes, bro, that broke our midfield. Yeah, they're 3 passes.
I'm not sure how you blame Nketiah for that.
They had 3 passes. When you play the ball one touch football through the midfield like that, then everyone's essentially ball watching, aren't they?
Okay, so I'm just looking at the first goal. Saliba maybe gets a little bit closer, doesn't let him get so close into the box. You try to box him out, basically. Yeah. Because if I'm looking, Ollie Watkins starts his run inside the box. He needed to stop his run outside the box. That's the problem. That's where Saliba went wrong. So I've watched it. I've just seen it in totality. When Zinchenko loses the ball, Ollie Watkins is not even in his center, not even in the center circle. He then makes a run behind Saliba. Saliba then has to make a decision. Body position. I need to ensure that this guy can't get a run on me into the box. Yeah. And what he should have done is stopped him once he gets the ball outside the box. He should have stopped his ability to dribble into the box. And that's where it goes wrong. So the fault lies with Saliba.
Yeah, and look, guys, and like I said, man, we can put this all around the park. It's outside of I thought Jorginho hasn't been too bad. I think Saka with that goal as well.
I'm watching the third goal. Sorry, the second goal.
Look how well played the ball is Tony. Look how they play the ball so well through the middle.
Okay,
that's a great goal.
On the second goal, I don't know what Moses is talking about because Nketiah is in the opposition half.
Yeah,
he's nowhere to be seen. The only player close enough who could make a possible difference is if Saka burns up some pitch. He probably has an effect on the crosser. But again, he's also pretty high up. But Nketiah is even further. So I don't know what Moses is talking about. Nketiah is totally out of the play. Maybe he's mistaking Nketiah for Saka. But Nketiah is nowhere near that second goal of Villa's.
So let's get through these comments before they pick up the second half. I'm going to race through these. Cam says, I keep expecting the team to come back to their senses every half. Half of the forum as Xhaka fans and nobody but Apollo calls him out. Apollo is I've given him credit as well, exactly. No, fair is fair. But look, I'm criticizing Nketiah today. I criticized him in the last game. I'm criticizing Zinchenko. I'm criticizing Saliba. I'm fans of all those players. So it's got nothing to do with any bias or anything. You just call it out for what it is.
Off this bias rubbish, man.
I love Martinelli, but I wanted him dropped.
Platform has got a bias to any fans. Look, I love Saliba as much as anybody. Last year, I was crying about how good he was at Marseille. And this season, I started on fire. I was like, look at this guy, the best player in the league. But not going by the last couple of games. I mean, last game, he wasn't bad against Haaland. But today, I'm telling it like it is. I'm being totally fair. He's responsible for that goal.
And Bertrand says, Tony, at least Tony goes down the line with speed and forces the defense to commit. Zinchenko slows the play down. He also speeds the play up as well, Bertrand. It says slows the play down and allows the defense to regroup. He also speeds it up as well, especially with them passes through the back lines, which he's so devastating at. Let's hope Arteta gets something changed again in halftime. Somebody here mentioned that this is where you make your metal. This is where Arteta and manager makes their money by all the adjustments. Moses says, pass to Saka takes two. Yeah, that is right. A lot of people now are starting to talk about the lack of one-touch football from Arsenal, and you're all right. The build-up play is a bit too slow. That's why I'm saying get Fabio Vieira in there and take Xhaka out. Danny says, Arteta needs to give these men the flamethrower at half-time. He will, bro. He would be crazy. I think Vincey's back now. Vince, are you ready? You with us, Vincey?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. What's going on, family?
Yeah, wicked, bro. I'll come to you in a minute.
Freddie says, you need to turn your TV off.
I ain't got no TV on. I ain't got no TV on, man.
Something is playing. I can hear something.
Freddie says, okay, we're not playing one touch again. Same comment. We're not playing the ball quickly enough. Bertrand said, Zinchenko, not Tony. Andrew says, when a teammate loses the ball, you should be covering certain areas to avoid getting hit on the break. Yeah, and again, that goes back to the zone play. So there's gap plays defending and there's zone plays as well. They're two different things. I know they sound the same, but essentially they're not, because each player is dependent on his position when the ball is played through the middle. But because teams are now playing the ball over the top, first of all, it stops you pressing. When you're trying to commit to the press, it's a sort of a rope the dope, if you like, yeah. And then that leaves you vulnerable on the back end. But only if your opponents have someone who's good at holding the ball up. If your centre backs deal with that, then it's not a problem. And at the moment, Gabriel and Saliba have both been struggling. Andrew says, when a teammate loses, I already read that. Then Andrew says, fatigue is definitely a factor for me. And it's not physical as such, it's mental as well. And that's why I made a point to Danny on Thursday that Man City players only start between 24 and 26 games every season. All of them. So that when you see Arsenal now and all they're playing game after game after game after game, it's not so much the physical, it's the mental tiredness as well. Because you've
been saying that for the longest.
Yeah. G saying Mark Clark, Arteta has to earn his money. Yeah, you're the person who said it. Arguably the worst 45 minutes we've played this season. There has to be a reaction. I believe this is
Tom, there's
Darren.
something coming from your. There's certainly something coming from your screen, bro. I don't know if you got a TV in another room getting picked up, but there's literally.
Is it the road? Can you hear road? Is it road sign?
There's a woman talking.
Are you sure that's not mine, Tony? Let me put mine on mute.
Okay, cool.
Was that me, Tony?
I don't know. I just.
Right, okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to mess up no happy home by you. You know what I mean? A woman and sitting there.
Okay, guys, let me speak through these. Darren Edwards says when a second goal comes from the front, it raises questions. It's too easy for Villa to get the ball. No, I thought it was a really well worked pass, and what Buendia did, as I said to you, he pulled Xhaka out of position. Then he goes the overlap, and then Kamara. They work that ball through to Ben White on the overlap there, and then it's played through back into the position to Coutinho, which is where Xhaka is posted. When we're on the balance, that penalty area is Xhaka's spot. That's his spot. And pulling defenders out of positions is part of playing the game. So you have to give credit to Villa for the second goal. But Moses, again, I agree. Too many touches in the front of Route 3. I totally agree. Dan says Bertram spot on about Zinni, plus the fact that he cuts into the midfield. Leaves Trossard and Martinelli having to guard the entire left hand, which is why there's no penetration on the left. G saying Darren, 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals for Villa. They've not had many chances, but devastatingly clinicals at the one that they've had. This one is Mark. Eddie needs a break. Yeah, Eddie's been playing way too much football. He needs a break. Hopefully, Martinelli might come on as a striker in that position in the second half. Guys, the game has started back up. Let me get Vince's thoughts while we're going on.
Basically, I've been saying this for years now. We've got to have different formations when we're playing, when our form is depth, when certain personnel is not on the pitch. You lose control of that midfield, you lose the game. And that's something that's part and parcel of what Arteta's got to sort out as a manager. You know, he's got enough players. Don't want to hear any excuses from any fans. He's got enough players that he can get a tune that we can allow us to have more attacking options. And when we have them, we've got to take them. You know, how many chances have we had in the game?
Quite a few, actually. Hold on a second.
Good chances. And why haven't we taken them? Because that's what football's all about.
Yeah, so we've had 2 shots and 2 on target. They've had 4 shots and 2 on target. Oh, Bertram's here as well. Bertram, hey, bro, what were you saying? Hope everything is all right with you, bro. A bit early in the morning for you, but that's what we like.
Are you that? Morning.
Huh?
Morning.
Morning. That's not a good morning. Just a morning. It's not a good morning.
Frustrating, man. Arsenal in full press here. Bertram, what's your thoughts?
We're going through a patch and we don't seem to know how to get out of it.
Zinchenko, what a terrible ball. All right,
We don't seem to know how to get out of it at all.
He's trying to worldie balls and he's just failing miserably at the moment. Sorry, Bertram.
No, Zinchenko, the problem we have is this, Tony. Talk about Zinchenko. Yes, he plays and comes like a midfielder. He's slowing down the play. How many times has he gone by the right back in the game? That's what Tierney does. And this Tierney is one-dimensional, but he's going to run by you. So then the right back has to be forced to make a decision. Zinchenko doesn't go by anyone. So the winger is that the right back has protection because you know why? He has not to worry about anybody behind him. Everything is in front of him. He doesn't force the defender to make decisions. And he keep making mistakes. Every game he makes a crucial mistake. Against City we didn't get punished. He's like Ramsdale. Every game they make a crucial mistake. Ramsdale made one today.
Terrible shot by Saka just there.
Yeah.
You're a little bit behind, Tony.
Yeah,
that was a while ago.
Yeah, I'm 59 minutes and 55. Sorry, 49 minutes and now on 50 minutes.
Oh, you're a
Yeah.
minute ahead of me.
And to me, Nketiah has been a statue.
Great comment
I'm
here by
sorry.
Andrew.
I'd also like to say, talking about, statues. I mean, I'm not saying Jorginho's put a foot wrong, but he's just not influential in the midfield at all.
No, he's not. He's a nice player.
Yeah,
Good player.
tidy.
Yes.
Tidy
Well
is the
played,
word.
Arsenal. Well played.
Tidy is the
Guys,
word.
Arsenal in full press at the moment. Arsenal in full press.
Tidy is the
and they
word.
just want to throw in. Go on.
Here's the thing, Tony. In the first half,
It's on the
Nketiah
right,
got a
it's on
ball
the
about
right
on
hand side to
his.
Saka. Overlap to Ben White. Ben White pops it back to Saka. Good pass from Ben White. Saka there crosses the ball in the middle. Ah. Mings is getting on Eddie today for them headed chances, man. Actually, I think that one was Kamara. Balls are coming in there. You got to give credit to Mings stopping Eddie from scoring there. That one,
Oh,
again,
come on, Saka.
well defended.
What
Otherwise,
you-
Eddie's got a free header in there.
You've got to think quicker there.
Bertram, I'm on 51 minutes, 10 seconds. Where are you at?
51-23.
Okay, so you're just slightly ahead of me.
It's in there.
Yeah, that was well worked by Ben White and Saka on the right-hand side there for the cross.
You see, the thing is, yeah, people are complaining about the game being open against Man City. All right, you're seeing today, the game's still open because
What the hell?
we're not controlling the midfield. We're not controlling.
I've seen some of the worst 30-yard passes going.
That's
Like,
it. It's gone to
literally.
the Saka on the right, and now the ball gets crossed in. Go on. Odegaard puts it back, and it's blocked by.
Is that Mark?
Yeah.
Okay, Mark. Apollo, I'm going to send that link to Mark so we can get in because I need to get this guy's on the channel. 1 second, Mark. I'll send it to you.
I think Saka may be injured.
Yeah, he looks to be limping.
He was limping on the goal. The first, he couldn't even recover in that goal. That was good. The second goal.
Saka
He was
can't
pressing and then he didn't turn.
It's
He can't come off. He's my captain in
That's wide. Is
fantasy.
that a
Can't
corner?
come off.
That's a corner.
I think he's gonna come off actually.
Yeah, look when
He
he
on
kicked
this
that
ball a while ago. He's not healthy.
And if
Yeah,
Nelson's fit, and he has been for the last 2-3 games, you got to just play him.
Nelson or Smith Rowe.
Well, naturally, a right winger would be Nelson. Smith Rowe
I
doesn't
know,
really-
but Smith Rowe give me goals.
Yeah, I'd put Smith Rowe on right now for Xhaka.
Yeah. A lot of people are warming up.
You know,
53
Xhaka's
minutes.
doing nothing right now.
Mark, if you're listening, I've sent you the link via
It's in the
Facebook.
chat.
It's in the chat
now as well.
It's on the chat here.
When we were flying, we're creating chances in abundance. Clear, not half chances, clear-cut chances. We're splitting defense. We're putting people positions in front of the goal. Just put the ball in the net. We're not doing that anymore. People are
But you
playing a
know
bit
what? That
deeper against
situation-
us. Huh?
I'm just behind you guys, but I just looked at that chance that cross, I think it was from Zinchenko, shot in from Zinchenko, and then Saka took a while to realise that the ball was there, and then he went in and got injured on the shot. It's stuff like that. It's anticipation. We just,
Yeah.
I know it's mental, tired, weary in the mind.
I know people say we're tired. Why would we be tired? We're
In the
playing in
mentally-
one.
men-
We're
mentally.
playing in one competition, guys. Man City
No.
plays in about 3 or 4.
We're not talking
Everybody's
physical.
playing in more competition than we are. We're in the top 4. We're playing in one competition so far.
No, but Bertrand,
We're not
it's
Europa
mentally.
League until we go to the last 16. Where's the
mentally.
fatigue supposed to come from?
No, we're not talking about physical fatigue. We're talking about mentally. They're not. You know when you get subbed, yeah, and you have to sit down and watch, your mind is sharper the next time you come back on to play. These guys, some of these guys mentally, they need a rest.
Yeah.
They're not.
Look,
No,
performing.
some of these guys need a bench. That's what they need. They don't need a rest. They need bench.
Yeah. Look at Shaq. Saka to me is doing a Patrick Mahomes. He's carrying a knot, and he's just
Because he
getting
knows
a
he's
shot
gonna
and
play.
playing through.
Yeah,
He needs
Mark-
a rest. He needs
Mark,
a
I'm
rest.
going to send you it internally. It is on here, Mark. It's
I've
just
sent it on
the-
your Facebook message, Mark.
Yeah, I've sent it on these as well.
I
Yeah,
sent a
look like
message
he's
directly
injured.
on
He's
Facebook.
hobbling.
Take the kid off, man. Why are you trying to kill him? What kind of responsible manager does that kind of ish?
He's shown and many times that he's just not taken off his players. It seems to be the worst case scenario needed in order for Arteta to make a change.
It's mad,
and that's not good. That's not
Give
good.
the kid a break.
He missed that? Really? Must be a Nketiah game. Really, Nketiah?
Tony, going back to your
ball
comment,
down the line, kicked in the box by White. Hold up, Vinci.
Against Man City about Saka and his development and his growth in his body. My concern is you saying that he's not a kid, but I'm concerned about what Saka's going to look like at 30 if he continues playing the amount of minutes he's playing right now, and he hasn't had a break.
Guys, I want to say a shout out to second half player on the team right now is Ben White. Ben White is absolutely murdering them. Nketiah just hit the crossbar, by the way, guys. Nketiah just hit the bar on that header. Ben White has been phenomenal. His play and support for Saka on that right-hand side is giving Villa all kinds of problems. I think Mings is down at the moment.
Villa looks like they're going to make a couple changes, actually.
Mark, have you seen the link now? I see you've probably read the message. That's the link. Just click it and you're good to go.
It's here as well, Mark. So just go into the chat and press that button, which is on the screen. It looks like a serious injury.
What subs can you guys see?
He's not a ton.
I see
Let's take on anybody.
I see Tony. How many minutes can you give us, Bertram?
You can take on who? Me?
Yeah, how many minutes can you give us?
I can do better than Nketiah.
I need minutes.
I can hit the ball to go. Hitting the ball ain't that difficult.
Don't tell me you're going to be subbed a sub to sub.
No, I'll be pulling up. I'll be like,
all right, guys, hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Let's hear from Mark. First of all, Mark, welcome to the 101 podcast. As a member of the community, you're always welcome to come here. What's your thoughts on the game so far, bro?
Listen, for me, I just think we always dominate games. We're dominating games. I don't think we're creative. We're creating enough chances. I don't think we are potent enough. I don't think we're causing enough problems for their back line. It's okay. You know, we're here sitting here hoping that we win or we'll get back into it. These games should be games where we just go and dominate and go and show what we're about. And it's just the fear factor of us now thinking, oh my God, it could be another game that we've not won. It's giving me heart palpitations. Giving me heart palpitations. We'll still dominate the ball. They'll still have a couple of chances. We'll still create a couple of chances. Am I confident we're going to score any? I'm not really that confident. That's where I'm at the moment.
It's reactionary football, isn't it? And it's not even reacting.
Exactly.
So I'm going to say one thing. We don't dominate games. We dominate possession. We're not dominating game. We dominate possession.
You can say that. You can say that. You can say, I'm not going to agree. You can say that. We are dominating possession and we are dominating games.
I don't know if we're dominating games because we dominate a game to be creating a ton of chances. You're not creating chances. That's not dominance to me.
I think
teams will allow you to, it's like Spurs will allow you to have the ball. Keep the ball when they play against City.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's hear what Vincey's got to say. Vincey?
Yeah, I think
one-on-one again.
I think there's a difference between
come on, somebody help him
and using the ball effectively and keeping hold of possession. And I think at times we keep hold of the possession. So the stats shows that we're in control of the game, holding onto the ball, but it's not dominant. It's not. It's misleading stats.
I hear what you're saying, Vincey, but I don't see a team who is having a couple of chances, and they're not even playing on the counter attack as such. I can't see how they're dominating the game. Now, if I agree with that we're dominating possession, I agree with that. And a team sitting back, they're not dominating the game. They're not going to try and win the game. They're just open not to get beat. Or
terrible pass.
They're open not to get beat, or they're open not to flipping get exposed. We have exposed so many people. We just don't have the resources at the top of the pitch to finish the chances that we're creating. Now,
So what impacts that? What would you say impacts the fact that we can't
Great ball into Saka into the box. Come on.
cut through teams in the final third?
personnel.
Is it the formation or is it the personnel?
Personnel. We've had so many chances, and we just don't look like very convincing that we're gonna score.
No!
Zinchenko finally came alive.
Oh, we
There you
scored.
go, guys.
Very
There
good
you
goal.
go.
Sorry, I had to
There you
interrupt,
go.
guys.
No, it was well deserved, guys. Zinchenko, low shot into the bottom right corner, exactly what Arsenal needed.
Get
And this
in.
is the things, guys. Look, I just want to say, guys, I know that we're all down at the moment, but we do have to understand that this is going to be a battle if we want it. Everything in that respect is clear. This is a team that is without its best striker in Jesus, its best player in Partey, and we have to understand that. And we can stand here and be subjective, and we can be criticism. You know, had some criticism to the table, but where our backs are against the wall, guys. Our backs are against the wall. What a great goal by Zinchenko! Look at that.
Question now, Apollo, or question to the group: have we dominated this game? Yes or no?
No, we haven't.
You don't think
We have dominated possession. To me, dominance is when, you know what? I'm bombarding your goal. I'm bombarding your goal. All you're doing is defending and trying to kick the ball out, and I'm coming at you 24/7.
That's not dominating the game in the Premier League. In a Premier League game with two teams like that, you're not gonna get that very often. You're not gonna get that. That's for me. That's not dominating the game.
Mark,
Just because you lay siege to someone's goal, yeah, that's a part of dominating the game. But when you look at how we play as a team, a very dominant team, we've reduced Man City to their lowest total of thing ever. Now,
Let's defend that. Get rid of it.
But Mark, to counter that, if teams know that we're going to come at them, they can sit back and allow us to have the ball and punish us the way how teams seem to be able to get to us. So dominance is what is the dominance?
Oh, come on, Nketiah.
I'm not totally disagreeing with what everyone said about that. I'm not totally disagreeing. But what I am saying is that you've got to look at it from both perspectives as well. Now,
Nketiah goes over the bar.
For me,
Apollo.
I always just believe that we dominate games, and I hear what you're saying about laying siege to people's goal, but we're the dominant force. So even though we're not winning games, I was never that panicky. So
we're never out of it, are we?
No, but the question to you, Vince, the answer to one of your questions, Vince, it's more personnel than shape. It's more personnel.
So you don't think? So do you think the subs that are on the bench won't make a difference to what we're asking for?
The subs will make a difference, but I think sometimes we're reluctant to try something that, like, for me, I think it's probably been screaming out to probably today. You could probably take off Eddie and put Martinelli centrally, because as we all know, we can do it.
That's what I said.
Because we've not got Gabriel at the minute. We've not got Jesus at the minute. Who's for me, I think he's frightening. Not just for his, because his goal output hasn't been the greatest. However, what he creates up top, he occupies the two centre halves. So if I'm a centre half playing, and I'm playing against Jesus, I've got to be on my mettle more, because Eddie's a bit more predictable. Eddie's more of a conventional striker, whereas Jesus has got so many different attributes. You don't know what the hell he's going to do.
Lateral, trickery, pace.
You understand what I mean?
Low gravity. You're hard to, as a defender, it's hard to mark. And
look
he's
at that.
one
Arsenal
touch
playing
movement.
really well in the second half,
His
guys.
anticipation
Arsenal
is there,
dominating.
so he's not afraid to do all of the things that's going to cause problems to defenders.
100%.
So can I just say that whoever said that Arsenal ain't dominating ain't watching this second half, because
They're dominating the game, bro.
we're
They're
dominating.
doing the
this
second
game.
half, Tony. They weren't done in the first half, Tony. They were done
Okay,
in the
game-
first
we're
half.
talking
Sorry.
present. We're talking present.
Yeah,
The
but we're
game-
saying he said when he came on, they were done in the
You
game.
weren't
There's
in
a difference,
you
Tony.
weren't in the first half. Now we're in the second half. We're talking about. The
Yes,
second
we
half.
are. But Tony, there's a game, Tony, not a half. We're talking about a game.
Okay, well, let's talk about the half. We're dominating.
Yes, we are dominating the half. But we're talking about the total game. The game is at 65 minutes, not 25 minutes or 20 minutes.
But you know what? These type of games, you're gonna listen.
Arsenal are just
We're going for the
all
league.
over Villa.
We're going for the league, so you kind of expect a response. You know, we're in this game.
Villa making changes, guys, because Arsenal are all over them. A goal is coming here for Arsenal.
And
Arsenal are
Tony,
about to get the
Apollo,
winner.
your boy needs to do better, Apollo.
Yeah, I know he does. I know he's not. He's not.
That ball he got a while ago, he cut across the defender. He put himself out of position.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So with our how long's Jesus out for now?
He's back.
He's back.
He's not on the
He's
bench.
back,
He's
yeah.
not on the bench though, but he's back.
No,
Yeah.
they were talking. Yesterday they had a meeting at 4:00 about whether he was going to be on the bench for today's game, and it seems that they've decided against it. But that means he'll probably be on the bench for the next game. This happened with Smith Rowe in the midweek. Smith Rowe could have made the bench against City, and they decided against it. But he's on the bench today. But with Jesus is fit. He's just not match fit.
You see,
And the same applies to Smith Rowe.
You see, the thing about it is that Jesus coming back at this time is going to be a massive shot in the arm. Massive. Just like when Partey comes back in a week or so. Massive shot in the arm. And then again, you'll see our performances and our levels raise again. So it's no panic. We're just, as fans, obviously, we love our club.
Oh, come on. That's a booking.
We love our club, and we expect, and it's from where we've been. Let's not get it twisted. Them 2 points we dropped at Brentford, where VAR's robbed us, are crucial because we still sit top of the league today. If that doesn't happen,
Saka doesn't get no respect in this league, guys. Zero. He's been.
We're not getting a ton of protection from the left side, Apollo. Why is that?
Against Brentford and against City, he was getting hacked down time after time after getting no yellow cards. And I remember there was the one game where the first tackle that he made against a player, he was booked. And the same thing happened against Man City. He was hacked down 4 times, not even a free kick, yet alone a yellow card. And then the one time he barges shoulder to shoulder against was it Rodri? Then he gets a free kick against them. Today, he's been hacked down 4 times, not a single yellow. Not one. He got the free kick there. No, Bertrand, what did you just say then?
Why aren't we getting a lot of productivity from our left side?
Well, as I said to you guys, Trossard has got strengths and weaknesses. One of his weaknesses is that he can't go past players. He doesn't have the pace for it. But he gets into intelligent positions. He's 2-footed, and he's a danger running into the box. And that's the reason why you're not seeing as much penetration on that left-hand side, because he's been dealt with quite well, to be honest. The danger's coming from Ben White. Ben White's been phenomenal in this half. He has been fantastic.
Apollo, would you agree then? You know, if when Thomas Partey plays, would you agree that we are probably 10 yards further up the field, and which allows people like Trossard to occupy a higher, wider position?
Of course. I mean, I've talked about Partey before. Partey is the epitome of transitional play in the Premier League. Only Casemiro and Rodri could even be talked about in the same discussion. Partey is Premier. That's better defending there from Zinchenko. That's much better. Not having Partey in this team is worth 2 men.
Of course it
Tony.
is.
Okay, so here's my problem. You take off Leandro Trossard and you bring on Martinelli. I knew this was going to be the case. They only see him as a left-sider. And now you've got Eddie Nketiah playing another 97 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I would have put Martinelli on the left and put Trossard through the middle and given Eddie a break. That's what I would have done.
It's To me, it's poor management.
Here comes Arsenal again on the attack. It's 1-on-1 on the right-hand side. It's Martinelli, but he's taken. He's got 5 minutes across him. He's put the ball through.
Tony, you know how we used to play ball.
He plays with his head on the ground, Apollo. He doesn't look up.
I know, but in fairness, the speed that Villa, it was 1-on-1 and turned into 5-on-1 within a section of 5 seconds there, Bertram.
No, I agree with that. But I'm saying he didn't look up at all.
No, he didn't. Yeah,
which is part of his challenge when he plays. You got to look up. You got to look up, glance up first, then make a decision.
And that's why he lacks that vision. When he gets the ball at his feet, he's very indecisive, doesn't make good decisions playing the ball forward. And that's why Trossard started today, because Trossard's ball playing, you saw the slip balls he was playing through to Xhaka, you saw his hold-up play. Trossard is a much better transitional player at the moment with in terms of final third ball play. But it's all Arsenal, guys.
Ben White's having a good game.
He's brilliant. He's been fantastic. He's been the best player for me. He's been the best player. The support he's given, Saka must be loving it right now.
So we got a problem with Leon Bailey in it because he's going to rinse the hell out of Zinchenko when he gets that ball.
Yeah. And Stylist is saying, man, get Nketiah off. I think Nketiah should be taken off, but there's
he can't now. He can't. You can't take him off now. Your only option was Martinelli or Trossard in his position, and you've effectively put one on for the other.
Yeah,
so you can't now take Eddie off.
Guys, this is what I've been saying. I know Gary's mentioned it. I know Earthram Lafrican Guna has mentioned it before. If you just saw that run that Martinelli had in the middle, this is what he brings as an option. That
no end product.
No end product, but the threat is there. And the thing is, it's a different type of threat. Tony, you can say he's no end product, but if Eddie was in that situation, you wouldn't have seen that. And the point I'm saying is what you were just saying a few moments ago. Bringing taking Eddie off and having Trossard and Martinelli, you have that option.
You can do.
That's a corner. That's a corner. Thank you, ref.
To me, clearly, that ain't an option for Arteta.
But it's an option. He doesn't want to use it. You can't keep saying it's not an option for him because you're making excuses for him.
I have to because he clearly has a methodology which doesn't include letting a guy like Trossard and Martinelli play at the same time.
Yeah, but you can't say it's not an option. He's choosing not to.
Dude, we have lots of options. He could have brought on Nelson when I said he should have brought on Nelson. Yeah, he's got Smith Rowe. He could put the Xhaka's position.
Oh, he's sold him out there. That's better. Go on, put him through.
And that's what yields to my point when I was
he's lazy there, Apollo. He shouldn't have been offside. He has the whole line in front of him and he's not watching the line.
Yeah, 20 minutes left. Come on, let's win this game, guys. Let's win this game.
This is what yields to the question that I was posed to Mark earlier on about the options on the bench and how they can impact the game. They are there.
I just don't think it might be a thing where I don't think he's got the trust in them at that time, and he's going with what he's tried and trusted in his head.
Yeah, I think it's not so much as not the trust. I think he's got too much trust in the players that are on the field for him.
True,
that's evident in how many times he started them this season. True. You know, there's a level. Me and Danny talked about it on Thursday. There's a level of showing, trusting and rewarding the players who've done you a great job and got you 5 points clear at the top of the table. But that can only go so far. You can't let that sort of be your downfall as a manager when things are starting to go bad.
So can I ask a question, Apollo? Right now, with 15 minutes remaining plus extra time, would you not bring on some fresh legs for Xhaka and Saka?
Yeah, I would. I definitely would.
Like you have goal threats on the bench in Nelson and Smith Rowe.
Yeah. Zinchenko must be the calmest player on the pitch to head balls back to the goalkeeper in those danger zones. I think Jorginho's dropped off a little bit in the second half. Go on, here we go. Ben White again on the right-hand side. Saka, get on side, man. He can't play the ball through to Saka because
Saka is running poorly. His last two plays running poorly. His movement has been awful.
Did you see Arteta getting frustrated on the sideline?
Yeah, exactly. Bring on Nelson, man. Come on.
This game is so open. It's like a flipping basketball game.
Yeah, I might take off Saka, guys, for Nelson here.
It just the game is crying out for someone with a little bit of something different, just to go.
Yeah.
You know what? Go and shock the world. We've seen him do it this season. He's not
Of course.
incapable of scoring you goals.
Of course, yeah. I mean, Arsenal are on top of the game right now. They've got more than enough time to go and push for the winner. Make your subs. Get Vieira. Where has Xhaka been in the second half?
Exactly.
Where? Free ball
Literally.
again through to the right-hand side. Oh! Come on, ref.
Corner.
He's just saying that's a goal kick. Martinelli one-on-one there on the left-hand side. Looks like a corner. Martinelli looks like he's picked up a little bit of a knock. He's won a corner, though. Sorry, I thought that was a foul. What was Saka doing? He's on the shooting. Saka just taps the ball into the box there. Yeah, Odegaard has been largely ineffective. Xhaka's just been completely missing. You cannot play.
Nah,
when you're
Odegaard ain't ineffective.
When you're a team of 11 men, you have to be imposing yourself on the. He's been double teamed, but he's tried his best.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
How do you miss that?
What a miss from Odegaard!
How do you miss that?
What a miss from Odegaard!
It's harder to miss than to score. It's harder to miss than to score.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
On his left foot too.
I know. He's missed a clear. Should have been 3-2.
Oh God.
That's an awful miss.
Oh God.
That's your captain. But you see what I mean, though, Bertram. These guys have been off the ball. Where's the goals been in the last 3 or 4 games?
He could have stopped the ball and put it in the goal.
I know.
That's an unbelievable miss.
But where did that opportunity come from, Bertram? It came from Eddie.
Yeah, no, it's Eddie pressing the defender, but Odegaard cannot miss that. You cannot miss the goal.
Look at that. That's
if the keeper
awful.
save it, fine. You cannot miss the goal there. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, if you look on the replay on the left camera, it shows that the keeper didn't get down there enough. He just needed to put it into that right-hand corner.
Yeah,
That's
I remember him
awful
chewing on Lakongo for being out of position. He threw at himself.
Yeah.
He's showing up people on TV. It's not cool, Tony.
Yeah.
You're showing up somebody playing a play on TV. Show up yourself.
Yeah, for real.
You're the captain. You can't show up your teammate.
Yeah. I agree.
David said in January, I suggested we record Balogun for the very reasons we can all identify with now. No, because I think 2 things there. First, it's a different level in the Premier League, a different level. And number 2, you're stopping his development. Balogun is right where he needs to be right now. And with Jesus back, it would have been even worse because with Eddie being the starter and Jesus coming back, well, he's back now.
We're making changes. I'll be taking off Odegaard. Xhaka is coming off. Is Odegaard coming off or is he staying
on the
on?
bench doing nothing? So I think that
So
was,
Xhaka is off and Tomiyasu is on. Interesting change. Ben White is off. Ben White and Xhaka are off. Tomiyasu and Vieira are on. So he's going more offensively.
Why are you taking off Ben White?
I don't get that one.
Maybe what is he going 3 at the back? I think he's going to a back 3, guys. I think he's going to a back 3. I think it's all or nothing for him at the moment.
That was close. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's have a look and see what's going on. I'm a bit confused by that substitution.
Gabriel just saved something, but Bailey almost rinsed him, but he made
Great
a
tackle from Gabriel. Great tackle, Gabriel, one-on-one with Ings. A great tackle from Gabriel. That's what he's famous for in them duels. Look at this tackle here. Great tackle from Gabriel. Brilliant.
Bailey should have went between his legs, Apollo. The space was there.
Yeah. It was. But that, when Gabriel first came into league, that was his forte. He led the French league in duels, one-on-one duels. He won 62% of those challenges. Which
Zinchenko go wide. Why are you trying to go in?
I think sometimes this game screams out for a Tierney going out wide.
There he goes again. Saka with space in the middle, gets the ball in there. 10 minutes, guys. The winning goal is coming. It's coming.
Mark, you asked the questions. When you lose shape and organisation, it just turns into a playground.
Yeah, it does.
And you're. I know why you said Tony, because he's going to keep the structure.
Oh, go on. Great ball there from Tomiyasu. It's well
his position on
defended.
that left. We just look ragged a little bit. We're going for it.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. They've given a free kick to Villa there to break
A
it.
goal may be coming, but we get hit on the counter a lot. So let's play with an abundance of caution.
And Bertrand, you're right there, because and this is I keep saying the same thing about Thomas Partey. This is the thing that he brings, no matter what happens. He's got such a level head, and it was mentioned earlier, in transition, this guy is absolutely ridiculous. So what he offers, he might be the deepest lying midfielder, but he also one of the best midfielders that starts in attacks from deep. And because of that, people can take their positions up off of him. And when you take them position up, the spaces come, and not a lot of people like to press Partey when he's got the ball, which allows us to go further up the field. And there's no panic, because, like I say,
Great save, but sorry, great save by Ramsdale. Bailey got away. Sorry. As I say, Apollo, we're not sure who's gonna win.
Yeah, you can see he breaking down. It was Owerson, hits the crossbar as well. It comes off Ramsdale. That was a quality save. That's Bailey.
That was a brilliant take he made. Control, turn, trouble.
Yeah, that's the Jamaican player right there, Leon Bailey. Look at that foul. You got it. Is that on Saka again? Are you going to book him this time, ref?
No.
Is he going to get booked?
Nope.
See, when we attack, we leave ourselves open.
Yeah.
As the ball switches, we are wide open.
What a save by Ramsdale. That was going right into the top right corner of the net. Fiona said, "Dear Lord, we need a goal fast." Cam says, "On the bright side, we're creating plenty of chances, Bertram and Apollo. Odegaard been letting us down lately." G says, "How can you miss that goal there? Holy, you are a professional, Odegaard."
Yeah, that's a terrible miss.
Yeah,
guys, comments.
That's a bad miss by Gabriel. Gabriel, all you have to do is drop on your head, Gabriel. Sorry, guys. Crossing by Odegaard, ball on Gabriel's head. You just have to let it just touch off his head. Went too hard. He dropped to the top of his head, went over. I think it's going to be a drawn game.
Yeah, I mean, the one that Eddie had two defenders jumping up with him, got his head to it, and it hit the crossbar. I mean, this one, he's got all the time in the world to get his head on it now. Nay says we have to get the third goal now. Yeah, I think it's coming. I mean, you've probably got, it's 7 minutes left plus injury time, so you've probably got 10 minutes left in the game. I like the intensity. Someone made a comment there that we are creating chances now. You can see a winner all over this, man. And Villa are on the back foot, let's be fair. Apart from that chance that Bailey had, Villa had not been in the game in the last 20 minutes.
We just don't need to concede now.
Yeah, it's Arsenal's free kick. And that's the problem. And that's why I was saying it looked like we were going three at the back. He looks like he's just going for it in this game. It looks like he's pushing up as much people on the front line as possible. Cam saying Ramsdale's save was phenomenal. Odegaard has been immense all season. I'll forgive him for that bad miss.
Yeah, I would too. And I've got to say, Odegaard is having a great game.
Look at that ball through to Saka. Brilliant. It's a corner to Arsenal.
Gabriel should have scored that header.
Oh, what a ball.
Yeah.
Nah, Odegaard is the miss. On the miss of the year so far. You're on the 6-yard line and you miss the whole target.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, Tony.
It is. But as I said, when you've had a good game and you fluff your lines, then look, he's playing a captain's role today.
We're in a slump,
he's creating, he's passing, with ambition.
When's our next game?
Next week.
Double header.
It's a double header. Who we got?
Everton and you got Everton and who else you got? Can't remember.
Leicester. We've got Everton and Leicester.
Leicester. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got Leicester. We've got Leicester next week. Then we've got Everton at home, and then Bournemouth at home.
See, they're good. They're good games for us.
Should be getting nine points from those.
Yeah.
David Thomas says, some point you made before, but right now we do not have 0 striking options. With European football, there's plenty of games to play, and Balogun would have time. What happens if Jesus suffers a reoccurrence or complicated? I mean, you are right about that.
That is my point, bro.
Yeah, but they're banking on that not happening. But I think it's harsh to believe that Eddie has started 90 minutes every single games since December.
It's mad.
But that's what they banked on, Apollo. You're saying they're banking on. You're saying they're banking on Jesus coming back, but they banked on Eddie playing 90 minutes. That's the logic.
Every game.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
I mean, the thing is, the issue that I've got with them now is that you've got Trossard in that position as well. So you really should have put Martinelli on, put Trossard through the middle and taken Eddie off. Yeah. He needs a break, man.
Either, Trossard or Martinelli. Either.
Yeah.
And
Eddie's played every single minute, every single second, guys.
And we know Martinelli
every
can
single
do it.
second.
Yeah, it's mad.
I just want to know what happens in training, man, because, boy, as I said, you see what happens in training, you see what happens on the pitch. I just want to see what happens when Martinelli gets in an attacking central role in training, because I know the guy can do it.
Yeah, of course he can.
Why ain't we seeing it, Vincey?
He's been
I can't. This is where people have said to me that I've been harsh on Arteta and I haven't been part of the process or Arteta in. It's not about none of those things. It's about being functional and fluid for 90 minutes with your game plan from week to week. And this is the frustrations that I have.
From Jorginho.
You have players who have ability, who can help in areas where players are not at their A game, and he's point blankly refusing to do it.
Yeah.
And
you know what
frustrates the hell out of me.
You know what we're also missing. I know sometimes we can be harsh. We're also missing that people are coming for us. They know what we're about.
Oh, definitely.
People are now stepping up their game, their mentality against us. So as much as we get excited and we start cussing and we start this, let's give other people credit, just like the Everton game. They came for us. Do you know what I mean? So let's be really patient and just remember, we've got 2 of our best players to come back into this team. And you watch the conversations that we have in the next few weeks. It's going to be totally different from today in the last couple of weeks. That's what I believe anyway. And do you know what I mean? It's tough watching because we're not used to this, because we've been spoiled from the beginning of the season. And when you still look at it, we haven't played bad. We've lost the games. We've probably not scored the goals. We haven't played bad. So for me, I'm not saying, oh yeah, we're going to win the league, we're going to do this, but I'm still happy with what we've produced from then until now.
Yeah.
Look, guys, there's a lot of football left to play, man. And you've got Jesus out and you got Partey out. 18 says, Vincey, hard to do when your top striker and Partey is out. Danny and Apollo both said that since Jesus has been out, Martinelli's form's gone. Yeah, pretty much.
But can I just address that? How hard is it to do with Jesus out? Yeah, and Partey's been in and out of games in training to have a second option as striker.
That's not very hard.
You're making this harder than it actually really is.
True.
Eddie is playing 90 minutes. If anything happens to Eddie, what are you going to do? So it's not hard to have an option in training that you're going to work on in the effect of actually Eddie does not start and you're going to have Martinelli in that point position because you have Trossard now. You've gone out and bought him in the transfer window. And this is the thing is when we're making comments about options for Arteta to make, our fan base seems to want to stop us
in the middle.
accountable for having options and giving us options on the bench in games like this situation. Partey is injured. Partey was taken off in Everton and he was starting against Brentford. Guess what happened? He missed the Man City game. So the point is, it's like we have star strikers, we have star midfielders, we have star players, but we have a squad.
I agree.
Yeah, guys, 6 minutes left of injury time, and Arsenal have got 6 minutes now to change this, get out of this funk, and finally get a win in the Premier League. But here come Villa. It's 2 against 1 Villa. We're outnumbered at the back, and here comes Leon Bailey on that right-hand side. He tries to curl. Ramsdale makes a save, though. He tries to curl.
What the hell is Martinelli doing? He has the ball over there. We were wasting the ball. Cross the ball in the damn box.
Look,
You have 5 minutes left in the game and you're playing with the ball.
yeah.
I still think we can go to the Etihad, put a performance, and get a result with this team right now. Definitely believe it.
I agree with that.
You guys are dreaming, bro.
Yeah, personal makes a difference, but the mentality you've got to.
Yeah, we're going to get a result, but it won't be a positive one.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the game. As good as Man City played that second half, yeah, our mistakes allowed them to win the game.
100%.
And these are the small margins that you've got to say. Yeah, no one's a robot, but you know.
Have we got another transfer window coming? Because I don't know where you guys are getting this data from. Are you literally? Am I missing something? Is there a mid-March transfer window?
What do you mean, T? What do you mean?
Because how you turn?
Jorginho!
Wow!
Jorginho!
It's how you do it, guys.
Jorginho!
I keep telling you guys, keep the faith.
Oh, Jorginho!
Have we scored?
Keep the faith.
Come on!
Keep the faith.
Jorginho!
Yeah. I keep telling you
Brilliant.
guys, keep the faith, man. I've been telling you guys,
Jorginho!
keep the faith, guys. Keep the faith.
But now let's defend. Let's not get carried away now. Let's make sure we close this game out.
How many times have I said to you guys?
Brilliant kick, Jorginho. I tell you, you know what? Martinez scored that goal, you know, Apollo.
I'm like 2 days behind you guys, so I can't celebrate.
Guys,
Martinez scored because the ball hit the bar, came back and hit him and went to the goal.
guys,
What a goal.
I
told you guys it was coming. 93 minutes. Nketiah done this against Man United. Man United, Eddie scored in the 93rd minute. When we needed it, it happened. Look at Fabio Vieira. What a goal. It was coming, guys. It was coming.
Hey guys, listen. This you don't realize. If we can hang on to this, you don't realize how massive this could be.
Huge.
Massive.
But look what happened. He asked for that ball. He was in space and he didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Even though it came off the goalkeeper, he drew his foot because he knows he can shoot. And guess what happens? He forced the goalkeeper to make a save.
It's an own goal, though. It's an own goal.
It is, but listen, Martinez owed us that, man. We gave you.
But that's Jorginho. That's Jorginho.
Yeah, and those are the
he
things
owes us.
that
He
you
owes
want.
us.
Those
Yeah,
are the things
he
that
owes
you
us
actually want players. This is the resolve. This is the resolve in the team. They keep fighting, and we've got a player who is prepared to take a shot in a good situation. That's what we want. Great strike.
Wow, guys, incredible.
Well, the normal change. Odegaard, holding for Odegaard.
Guys,
And I think
incredible.
Tierney's coming on also, it looks like.
At Villa Park. That goal would be worth the transfer fee for Jorginho alone. Are you listening, Mr. Tony Cox?
Yes, I would agree with that one. 10 million.
It goes
Or
down
12,
as an own goal. The January signing rifles a shot against the bar. The ball comes off the former. No, actually, probably still Arsenal player, Martinez, and he heads it in for a goal. There's nothing he could have done about it. It was a game-winning moment for us guys, and the goal stands. VAR did check it.
Apollo, he could have done something.
I don't know what the Ross they were checking. Why is VAR checking something like that? Are you
Apollo,
stupid?
Apollo.
It's the two players who
Apollo, he could have done something, Apollo. Hey, Apollo, he could have done something. He shouldn't have died.
No, it's a great strike. I'm happy for Jorginho. I'm really happy for him. And guys, if Partey was in that position, calling for the ball, he would have done exactly the same thing. Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, but guess what? He wouldn't have needed the assistance of the goalkeeper. It would have gone straight in.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what in that situations that certain players with mentality in that draw your foot.
Guys, listen. To come on here with you guys and share this, it's been a good experience for me. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm here every Saturday.
Vincey,
Yes, my man. Yeah.
I big you up because you always champion me, and I'm glad I was able to, like I said, share this with you guys.
Man, I appreciate it because I know your knowledge. I know the work you do Monday to Friday is legendary on the pitch. So I'm just glad the guys and the family are able to share your insight. And as I said, you're welcome. More come as often as you can. Man. I love it.
You know what I mean? On a personal note, I've got brought into
corner to Villa.
Yeah, cross by Villa, and it goes out for a corner. It's not over yet, guys.
Okay,
it's not over yet.
Let's talk.
Danny says, lads, just giving myself an aneurysm. And Nay says, we're top of the league. Fiona says, Martinez had the icing on the cake. And Danny said, I need a suit. Agent Martinez. Danny said Martinez doesn't even look that disappointed. 80 says, Apollo said, keep the faith. I did all the way through the second half. I said, keep the faith. David says, great goal. Well done, Jorginho. He may have just won Arsenal's faithful. He already did that, bro, against Brentford. I thought he was fantastic against Brentford.
Really, guys? Are we
really
we have go that far?
Yep.
It's 4-2.
Another goal, guys. It's another one. It's on the takeaway. It's Martinez. And it's an empty net. He puts the ball into an empty net.
Martinez went forward and could come back.
I celebrate on Monday when I see the goal because I'm behind you guys.
I'm behind.
Absolutely crazy.
Come on. Let's go.
Lads, listen. That is fantastic. I can't say enough. You know what I mean? The conversations has been flowing. It's been on point. The best thing about it is we've listened to everyone's stuff. We agree, we disagree, but you know what? We're top of the league. I still got a game in hand. I'm happy as Larry. I was doing my ironing. I put my ironing down because I wanted to talk to you guys and watch the game. Oh my God, this has made my Saturday. This has made my Saturday.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And to share it with like-minded people is gold.
We can enjoy our
Big
weekend.
up yourself, man.
Gold.
Respect, Mark. Respect.
Yeah. On another note, sorry to interject. On another note, I was with the under-21s at Forest this week, so it's like people's bringing me into the fold. So it's going to be growing and growing. But I'll keep you guys posted on my journey anyway, because it's all.
Keep it up, man. Respect, man. Loving it.
I got so excited I knocked up myself.
But yeah, Vincey, love you. Apollo, respect, big man. Bertrand,
nice one, bro.
Bless up, man. Bless up.
My militant brother. You know what I mean?
Welcome, man. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate your time.
Yo, love you guys, man. You know what I mean? During the week, you keep me lifted and happy,
man.
Happy.
It's all good.
I'm gonna show my soft side, Mark.
I've not seen it yet, Bertrand, but I'll wait.
Guys, that's it. It's full time now. It's full time now. Darren says, "What a game." Randall said, "I can relax now." Randall was actually talking about getting on the rum a few comments ago.
You guys are focused on.
You can chat to us now.
Oh, boy.
You guys are focused on winning the league. I'm thinking about top 4. If we lose today, I'm like, are we gonna make top 4? I'm not focused on the league. I'm not focused on the league.
No, you know, I
was
just see us
incredible.
more than that. I see us more than that.
That was guys. I'm elated. I mean, I'm sitting in the chair. I'm in pain. I'm in constant pain because I had an episode last night in my spine, and I didn't even know whether I was going to make the stream today. I'm really happy that I did, but I'm in pain now. It's like I'm just trying to get through this right now. I am elated. This means so much. What a performance! I mean, Arsenal came out and dominated the second half.
Boys,
Dominated.
I don't think you realise how good that pass from Vieira to Martinelli was.
Oh, yeah, exquisite, mate.
Went right pace too, Tony. Right pace.
Right, beautiful
right pace. Right pace.
Guys, let's hear from Danny. Danny, how you getting on, bro? Good for you to join us.
He needs a breath, man.
I'm out of breath, dude. I'm out of breath. I'm losing my voice, everything, man.
Shout out to you for Martinelli, man. Martinelli, you and Vincey, Martinelli is your guy, man.
That's what I said. I said, man, the issue has never been Martinelli. The issue has been Xhaka and Zinchenko. You don't have support on that side, dude. Like, if you actually watch that side of the pitch through the game, you see he don't have support. And that's why Trossard was completely ineffective today. Same thing. He was ineffective. If you look at his play in the game, he didn't play badly. He was just ineffective. Same thing with Martinelli. Trossard wouldn't have made that run at the end, though. He wouldn't have been quick enough. So.
No, he wouldn't have. You're right.
You know, Villa's given up 11 goals in the last 3 games. That's not a good thing.
Who cares, bruv? Like,
shout out to my cousin Michelle. Michelle, you would have enjoyed that one today. Shout out to Randall as well. We've been really busy in the chat. It's really good to see you guys on the Facebook page come into the forum. We've had more comments on Facebook from you guys than I think we've had all season. Thus is how important today's game was. G saying, well done, Arsenal. Mark of champions today, superb. Shame for those white whingers out there. That's a word that the Americans are learning, eh, Bertram? The whingers out there. He picked that up when he was in the UK. Who can't accept that you're heading for top spot? Listen, I'm just so elated, man. Danny, talk to me. Talk to me, Danny, man.
Bro, that game was stressful, man. Like, I swear, that game was so stressful. Like, I thought, you know, when Odegaard missed that chance here, I thought, done. I literally put it in the chat that game's done, mate, because that's the sort of thing we're used to seeing as Arsenal fans, isn't it? We miss a chance like that, and then the team just sit with a low block, and then we're done. But thank God for Jorginho. Jorginho has been sick since he came in. Like,
has he ever played one bad game?
No.
He's never had a bad moment. You know,
he was lost in his cameo. He was lost in his cameo.
No,
I tell you what,
back
though.
To look at that.
We do lose a little something without Partey and Jorginho in there, in terms of, you know, Partey can use them long strides and just put a tackle in that Jorginho don't do. That's why I think when Partey is back, because Xhaka's been so poor, put Jorginho and Xhaka as well, because he used to play as an attacking midfielder anyway. Like, he's been in that position for Napoli and stuff like that, so he's not always been a DM. So I think he should take that Xhaka role when Partey is back. But
no, I don't. He's lost mobility since the Napoli days.
Yeah, but he's also played there for Chelsea. He's not been a DM solely for Chelsea. They've had Kante.
I think Partey can play where Xhaka plays, actually.
No,
even though we're concerned about because he can play. He's played box to box. What is that? He played box to box at Atletico.
He can play there. Don't get me wrong. He definitely can play there, but we lose too much without him as the sitting DM. And also he can get forward and back from that DM role, as we've seen this season.
I agree with Danny. Like, we 100%.
lose too much.
Jorginho cannot play box to box in this time.
Xhaka
he cannot run and play box to box. Tony,
Xhaka don't play box to box. Xhaka plays as an attacking midfielder. He doesn't play box to box. Xhaka can't get back. Jorginho is quicker than Xhaka, furthermore.
Jorginho is quicker than Xhaka?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jorginho is a tortoise. He's quicker than Xhaka.
Yeah, Xhaka.
You haven't seen Jorginho is brilliant on the ball. Can make a pass with his eyes closed. Mobility is another issue.
Nah, man. I would overtake Xhaka on a mobility scooter, fam. He's slow. You sound like a follower when it comes to Xhaka. Xhaka is like Mertesacker, fam. He's the new Mertesacker. I like Xhaka. Xhaka's been brilliant this season up until the last few games. The last few games he's been off. He hasn't done anything.
The team has been off though, right? The team has been off.
Yeah, but there's been certain individuals in that team that, like, Nketiah has been off for 3 games.
Yeah.
Even in this game, he was a bit off. Like, me and Apollo were talking about that yesterday, I think it was. We're Eddie fans, but he has been off in the last few games. I don't agree that Martinelli's been off. It's been Xhaka and Zinchenko since the United game's been off. That left side has been suffering, and then you got one guy trying to cover that. And I mentioned it about 50 times the other day. You got one guy covering that entire left side, and that's where we've been getting done a lot of times. Because if Gabriel makes a mistake, there's no one there to cover because Zinchenko's in midfield. So anyway, I thought today was a great game. I thought it was a great game, but it's not good for your heart, innit?
I didn't enjoy today's game until Martinelli scored. I didn't.
Carry on. I'm just finishing off the player ratings.
I'm watching the first goal, Tony, and people are saying Saliba's poor in that goal. If he runs up to the forward and get beat, he's in on goal. What he did was he forced him. What he's supposed to do, use the sideline as a defender. You forced him wide on his left. It's a great shot.
Ollie Watkins gets all the credit for that goal. Ollie Watkins gets the credit for that goal. No, it's not Saliba's fault. Ollie Watkins finished that against the odds.
I'm disappointed in my centre back there.
I did mention that Ollie Watkins gets maximum respect because you forced the player onto his weak foot and he still scores a goal.
And he goes away from goal.
And it's a closed angle too. There's a closed angle. It's a more closed angle.
Saliba needs to engage with him outside the box.
You could say that, but let's just look at the goal.
You need to get a hand on him. You need to just literally jockey up and put a hand on the player and force his body physically outside of the box.
But you know what, Tony? Let me counter that with this. You see Saliba. Ollie Watkins is a lot quicker than him. We saw that a few times today. Saliba ain't got the pace. So if he goes to him that soon, then Watkins gets around him. You see, if he doesn't get the ball in that instance, Watkins gets around him.
Mark, break it down for them, Mark.
Listen, I want my defender to get closer to him. I want him to get closer to him. And like you said, put your hand on him or be in a position where you can force him where you want to go. Now, because you've given him too much distance, he now can manipulate you and move you where you want to go. If you get close to him, even if you lean on him and shove him, he's off balance. And then you're dictating the play, not the guy on the ball dictating. Right.
So can I counter that? Can I counter that? Two things. One is he was close. He wasn't touching him. If you get too close, he can roll you. Second, when you jockey him, you create more time for your defenders to recover. If you go close on him, he's going to make a decision. It's easy for you to get beat. So you can go both sides of the equation. I thought that he pushed him wide, which means the sideline is a defender. The keeper now has more of a close angle to defend from. The ball got put in the exact spot to score.
Bertrand, I can understand 100%. Now, if you're going to hold him up further away. It then gives Gabriel closer to come back. So my defense has to be getting back. The recovery run is a sprint. It's not a jog. Get back in there. Yeah. For me, I need him closer so he can dictate. And I was one of those guys who have played quite a few positions. If I'm getting in there and I'm one-on-one with him, I'm disappointed if he gets a shot off from there. Very disappointed. Now, I'm
disappointed by forward doesn't race him. That's how I'm disappointed. The forward has a decision to go right, left, right. I'm disappointed forward doesn't race him.
I'm in control. As much as he's got the ball, I'm still in control. That's how I believe.
Mark, listen to this, Mark. One second. Mark, listen to this, Mark. I have the ball, one-on-one with you, going towards goal. No defenders in sight. The forward should not be dispossessed.
But
the forward can go left, he can go right.
Yeah, but
you're out in space.
With that much space, I can still dictate which way I push you.
But he did push them wide.
Yeah. All right, guys, hold on. Let's hear what Danny's got to say, and then we'll go into player ratings.
Right,
and then you'll all have the floor to say exactly what you want about each player.
I've been watching the goal back about 5 times while you lot were talking, the long angle. So when Watkins first touches the ball, Saliba is behind him. Saliba gets in front of him, right? Yeah. and then sends him down the line, which is exactly what a defender is supposed to do when you're face and face with an attacker. Saliba sends him down the line. Watkins pulls out a magical finish into the bottom corner. So if you're going to blame anyone, you can't blame Saliba because he did he got in front of him from starting behind him when he picks up the ball. He gets in front of him and sends him down the line. He's wide when he takes that. Watch the goal again, fam.
It's not a blaming him. I'm saying what I expect from him. It's not a blame.
I hear that, but you can't say he's at fault then. You could say I would maybe have preferred him to do something else, but he's not at fault. That's not a goal where you're at fault. Objectively, you're not at fault there. Subjectively, you could say I would prefer this and that, but objectively, he sent him down the line, which is what you're taught to do, isn't it?
I hear what you say, and what you're saying is bang on perfect, 100%. I'm expecting him to like lay a glove on him, or you know what I mean.
There was no opportunity to do that though, fam. If you actually watched the goal, there was no opportunity to do that because he faced him up and sent him down the line.
I agree with Mark, but like, guys, let's agree to differ on that one.
For real.
Guys, I was just about to stop you there and say we're going to play rating, so you can talk about each play in detail. Yeah. And as always,
before we go to player ratings, can I just respond to 18 and to say, and I'm just waiting for the goal to come up on my feed, so that's why I'm just laying down.
Oh, right. Let me go into the player ratings, guys. I'll start as always, and then we can go around the clock. And if anybody's in the chat, you can put your numbers in, and then we'll read them out as well. So let me start from the top now. Aaron Ramsdale, I'm giving him a 7.5. Now, Villa's goals were of the highest quality. I take nothing away from the first goal. As I said, I blame Saliba for that. He dared him to go on his weaker foot, and he did. He had his stronger foot covered, which is what most defenders are trained to do, but you gave him way too much. He took it on the left, and it was a great finish from him. The second goal from Villa was superb. It took us out of our positions. Xhaka got pulled out from the penalty spot. The overlap on the left hand side as well by Buendia, and look at Kamara. It was just a brilliant goal, great team goal, one-touch football, and they deserve the goal. So that's it from me. I'm not going to blame Aaron Ramsdale for that, but the big save, he made 3 big saves, the biggest from Bailey in the closing stages. What a save! These are the things that fans don't tend to talk about, and that's why we have player ratings, to individually give them the props that they deserve. Moving on to Ben White now. Ben White's going to be my man of the match. He was phenomenal, getting forward. This is the best support I've seen of Saka since we've been in our downturn over the last 5 games or so. And it's not just that, guys, but look at the chances that Nketiah had in the box. Why? Because those crosses were delivered with quality from Ben White. All day, he was giving you options on the right and delivering quality boxes in the left. Nketiah could have had a couple of headed chances in today. There was one that Mings took from his head off. If Mings wasn't there, he would have been. Oh, no, let me get an African Guna in there as well. If Mings wasn't there, then Nketiah would have had an easy headed goal. But the other one Eddie had, he hit the crossbar. But you look at how Eddie was able to have those chances. It was because of Ben White. Ben White's delivery was superb today. Overall, I think he was our best player. William Saliba, I'm going to give Saliba a 6. I thought that Watkins had him in all sorts today. But after getting beaten from that, I think that he balanced himself out pretty well. But I think he didn't look well. He looked shaky in the first half. But the first goal was definitely his fault. But I'm still going to give him a 6 because I thought he came back in the second half. Gabriel was slightly better. He was the busiest out of the two, if I'm honest. Having to keep Bailey in the last 10 minutes at bay, that was a bit of a challenge. So he gets a 6.5 for me. Zinchenko came alive, man. I mean, what a way to score your first Arsenal goal. Oh, my God. And look, I thought he was excellent. I thought he was crap in the first half. This is the player that I deem the most intelligent player in the team. And his performances, like everybody else, guys, his performances in the last few games have been off. In the second half, he came alive, man. And what a way to take his second goal. I'm going to give him a solid 7 for Zinchenko. Really good to see him. But the story just gets better than that, guys. Jorginho constantly was a pain in the midfield for Villa. Just finding his teammates in transition. I really like what he does. is not as physical and being able to and deliver those passes to put oppositions under pressure. It's all there in the sky, guys. Make no mistake. This isn't a Dega player we bought from Chelsea. This is a top player, 3rd Ballon d'Or, yeah, all 11 Europa player. He's delivering on promise. And there's a reason why Arteta's been trying to get this guy into the team for the last 2 years. Everything what he does looks quality. And I love the way he's got that experience, guys. He's not one of these players, give him a couple of games to warm up, he's just been delivering when he's played, and it's only going to get better with Jorginho. And this is what's happening when Partey's out of the team. Remember that, guys. This time last year, Partey got injured, missed the rest of the season. We had no answer. Yeah, El Nene came in, played well for a time, but this guy is giving us some quality. Great strike at the end as well, which led to the goal winner. Really
Italian.
Appreciate that from Jorginho. Yeah, Italian. Vinci likes that. For Xhaka, I think this is Xhaka's second 4 in a row. Is the game's just bypassing him. He's not imposing himself in the game. He's wasteful in possession, and maybe Vieira probably starts the next game, or maybe even Smith Rowe. I don't think you start Smith Rowe because I still think he's going to be short for 90 minutes. But I definitely have to put Vieira. Vieira again. Build up play for the last goal. Vieira can give you quite a lot. So I think we need to start. You paid 36 million for Vieira. Time you start him over Granit Xhaka. And Odegaard. A fair performance. That's why he gets a fair score, 5.5. But my God, how do you pull that wide? He's probably nailing that 10 out of 10 times in practice. And he just misses. And the goalie couldn't even get down for it anyway. If you look at the left camera, the goalie was well beaten on that. He just misses the target. You can't have that in a game like this. You just can't. So, look, I'm going to give him a 5.5. I thought he worked hard defensively, but offensively, he struggled today. Saka, once again, star boy, Arsenal's biggest threat. I don't know how he was standing at the end of the game. He was chopped down 3 times in there. Alex Morano challenge probably should have been a harsh yellow. Vinci's waving. What's up, Vinci?
No, I'm just saying bye to Fiona. She says she's off.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Look, no goalie in the world could have stopped that strike. He's just delivering now. I told you, 3rd in the league. And I'll read that out for you guys again who missed it. Only Haaland, 30 goals, and Harry Kane, 18 goals, have been involved in more Premier League goals this season than Saka. Imagine that. He has 1 less goal than Harry Kane in terms of providing an impact for his team. That is brilliant. That is absolutely phenomenal. And today I thought he did well. I don't know. He's probably hobbling off the pitch due to the amount of times he was chopped up today. And then Trossard, I'm going to go in with a 6. I thought he played really well in the first half. He was one of our brightest players. But then if you look at what's happened to Martinelli on the left-hand side over the last 6 games, he kind of suffered a little bit of that. And again, you're talking about what me and Danny went into great depth about in terms of what's not working, the interlink play between Xhaka and Martinelli on that side. And it's just not, and again, you can conform Nketiah as well. It's just not working on that left-hand side. And something has to be done to it. Unfortunately, I think we just have to count the fact that when Jesus gets back, it will all get fixed. And then obviously swapping out Xhaka, because Xhaka was dynamic in the first half of the season, and it all worked well. Now he's dropped off. It's really affected that left-hand side now. And it seems like no matter who you put in there, they're going to struggle because you're not getting that support. It's not as easy as it is on the right-hand side when Ben White's running up to support Saka. Because Zinchenko is inverted, he can be anywhere across the pitch. So Xhaka's role is so important in supporting that left-hand sided winger, and it's just not happening. So that's where we are with that. Arteta, I'm going to give him a 7 because he won the game, but your team sheet, you're bending, yeah? Because you started Tomiyasu in the last game, you started Trossard today, so that shows me you can see what we can see, and you're doing something about it, but you're still not there yet. Because you're still carrying players. No way Xhaka should have played to still going to hold you out for that. But, your team got you over the line, 4-2 win away from home. You needed 3 points. You got it. So big up to Arteta for that. And Martinelli, I'm going to give him a 7. What a way for him to come back facing critics after what was 5 very poor games from him, and what that will do for his confidence is going to be a world of good. Who wants to go next? Tony, you got the conch, or you're still working out your stats? Yeah, so let's go to Vincey.
Yeah, I'm just going to go a little bit different. I didn't see much of the first half in commentary on the stream, but what I just wanted to say is that I'm just going to. I spoke in the last game about pressure and what I wanted to see how Arsenal responded to pressure against Man City, and that's really what I want to talk about today. I think you can see within the setup of the team that there are some strong individuals. They're fighting. They recognise where we are in the league table, in the common race. Our form has been poor, and some individuals are showing signs of pressure getting to them in situations. And this is natural. It's frustrating for us, and that's something that Arteta's got to take into consideration. Xhaka, Eddie, who else? Martinelli, you're seeing he's still got the pace. He's still making some of those errors that are frustrating us in making some of the decisions, but he is a threat in open play. And this is something where Arteta's just got to fine-tune in training to allow him to make those decisions against certain opponents. You can see that he's, as Apollo said, that he's making decisions with his substitutions with Tomiyasu, with Ben White, and Xhaka coming off in a few games. But I do think with the omission of Jesus and Partey, it's almost like we get into a certain timeline within the game to where the game either becomes winnable or it becomes open, where he's then having the confidence to bring on players, and the players are really scrapping to get us over the line. And I think in the running, this is what's going to happen for a lot of games now. It's going to be frustrating for us to watch, but until he can get a tune out of us consistently to start for 90 minutes, then we'll see a different turnaround. But I'm pleased with the response from the players today. Loving the response from the panel, the guys in the chat, coming in with articulate ideas. We got a victory today, guys. We scored 4 goals. And, you know, we spoke about dominance in the game. This could have been 6-7, you know, with how open the game is. But we got over the line. It was nerve-wracking. And I'm just really pleased for the guys after the result, the way how we played at Man City. We bounced back, and it's looking up, man. That's all I wanted to say, man. Looking up.
Yeah, Danny, do you want to go? Actually, no. Let's go to Mark because it's the first time he's been here doing player ratings. Mark, let's have your player ratings.
Well, like I say, I'm looking at yours, I don't see much wrong with that at all, to be honest.
I get that every week. I get most of the guys, they tinker off it. They like to see it down there because it gives them a template, and then they're able to put their own figures around it.
I'm not really this. When I'm looking at it, there's not really much to say different, if I'm totally honest. The conversations today have been absolutely fantastic, and I think they've been honest, true, and they've been varied. Now, going back to this Arsenal team, the difficulty is we've got a brilliant 11. I think we've probably got one of the best 11s in the league. Now, when we miss a couple, does it only affect that position that player is missing from, i.e. the Jesus, i.e. the Partey? Partey affects so many different positions on the pitch, and some people will lose off that. Now, I know, and the impossible thing is we can't play that same team every flipping week. Someone mentioned Man City players only play 26. They all their players play about 26 games for the season, so they're fresh. Was you? They're fresh. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when they're taking out their players, they're bringing in players of equal ilk. they're not sacrificing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Seeing the
I
thumbs
do,
up.
but the one thing you have to, there's always intangibles in every situation. And I don't think Arsenal fans right now are giving the team enough credit to the point where they have not had their best player in Thomas Partey in crucial matches. He didn't play against Man United. He didn't play against Man City. And then your top striker, your prize summer signing, he's been gone for the last 3 months. And
So,
the team is still battling for the title.
Follow.
I when you look at it, when you take away, because when you think about it, there's a lot of banter flying around. We're in a lot of banter groups, and I'm that guy who's, you know what I mean. When Man U's doing well, I'll say they're doing well because of X, Y, and Z. I'll say such and such are doing well because of X, Y, Z. Because I'm a football person. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm a football person. With us, it's key when we've not got our Jesus. It's key when we've not got our Partey. And you'll hit the nail on the head. Partey plays against Man U at Old Trafford, we win that game. Not we may win that game, we win that game. And when we miss him, and it's becoming too much of a big thing. When we miss him, we don't dominate as much. Do you understand what I mean? Jorginho's coming and done a fantastic job. He can't do it to the extent of what Partey does, but you think about it now. We don't sign Jorginho in that window. What we're left with today?
Exactly.
That's a big
100%.
question.
Great.
A big question.
That's the best statement of the day, mate. Top statement.
What we left with today? Do you know what I mean? And
same thing as what happened last year when Partey went and we had nothing.
Yeah. So let's not make no bones about it. Today's victory was unbelievable, for not just for the table, the title race, or first thing that it's massive for. We've answered some critics now because they didn't think that we'd come back and bounce back. They've answered the thing where Jorginho, he's been here, he's not won no games and blah, blah, blah. That's been shut down now. See you later. Now, you'll see on your Facebook feed, no one will come for you today because they'll disappear. All the opposing fans, they'll disappear because we've silenced them. So it's going to make my weekend nice and peaceful. But you got to congratulate the team in adversity. They've gone 1-0 down, they've gone 2-1 down, and they've won the game 4-2. That is absolutely fantastic and brilliant from this bunch of players, this young bunch of players that people don't want to give us credit for. That's fine. But us in the here, we sit behind our team. We criticize when we criticize, but then we also stand up for them when we stand up for them. So I applaud that. And like I said, I don't think you guys kind of understand how brilliant it's been for me to be sat here with you today. I can keep saying it, but man, you don't understand. It's been next week when I'm here in the house, I'm tapping you guys up. Get me in. I want in. Get me in. Yeah, that's how you made
Good to hear it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Good to hear it. And guys, listen, and for the rest of you guys watching, we are community based. So anybody here is welcome to come on and point your views. It ain't about one person. Yeah, I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes. I do put a lot of money, my own money into this channel, but it is all for you guys to come here and say what you need to say and long may that continue.
And I will thank you for that. From my bottom of my heart, I thank you for what you do and what you produce for us. 100%.
Cheers, bro. That's the reason why a lot of people are saying to me, why don't I go back to AFTV? That is the reason why. Yeah, because it's more important what we do here than what happens out in the other world. So Danny, big shout out to you, Danny. And the reason why I give you a big shout out, because first of all, always a pleasure when I get to spend time with you. I loved our stream on Thursday night. A lot of things we talked about in that stream came to pass today. One of those was Jorginho. A lot of people there trying to poo-poo the January sign-in. Didn't turn out too badly for him today, did it?
Nope. And just before I start in the ratings, can I just read something funny? Because I refreshed the BBC, the scores and fixtures page just to get the team, and this describes the type of win we had today. I'm just going to read the first line. It said, Unai Emery's Aston Villa denied his former club Arsenal the chance to go back to the top of the Premier League as they played out a dramatic draw at Villa Park. That says it all about the win. They were ready to just dump that in there, and we fucked up the whole plan. So
Danny, where did you see that?
It was on BBC. If I refresh it now, it's going to be gone. So I don't want to lose it. I screenshotted it and everything. I'll post it in the group later. Danny. It's hilarious.
Screenshot it.
Danny, thanks. You just demonetized me there.
Oh, nah. You could get away with a couple of swear words. You could get away with 1 or 2 F words. You're all right. It's more than 30 seconds in. Yeah, okay.
If you change it from kids to adults, then they won't do nothing.
It's the passion coming out. I apologize.
Yeah.
Apollo's not responsible for that YouTube. Yeah. So match ratings. You lot might not like them, but I've given Ramsdale a 6.5, and I would have given him higher, but he's only got. I would have given him lower, but he's only got 6.5 for that save at the end. Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of times in games where we've been shipping goals, Ramsdale is not. You want your keeper to just pull something magical out sometimes, and he doesn't do that often enough for me. Like I remember Leno pulling out mad double saves and stuff. He would make errors, which Ramsdale doesn't do, but I feel like on 1 or 2 of them, the Coutinho goal, he completely just guessed and went the wrong way. You know what I mean? If you watch that goal, Coutinho cut it back, and fair enough, Ramsdale couldn't see, but a lot of keepers just wouldn't guess they'd dive the right way late, but he just guessed and went the wrong way. So just little things like that I'll mark him down for. Ben White, I've given a 6.5 only because of his second half performance. He was shocking in the first half, and we're slaughtering Saliba for that first goal, yeah. But if you watch Ben White, he gets dragged out of position. He gets sucked into the play, which we used to always moan at Mustafi about, getting sucked into the play and then done. Yeah, he got sucked into the play and then they just ran around him and he was out of the equation for their second goal. So I've marked him down to a 6.5. Both our fullbacks in the first half were terrible. Saliba, I've given a 6.5. I thought he was all right, but he wasn't. Yeah, I don't blame him for the goal, but you can't get more than that when we've shipped 2 goals in a game, innit? So 6.5. Gabriel, I gave a 7 because he was the better of the 2. He pulled out a couple of really important blocks at the end as well. Who was it? Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey had a one-on-one isolation play with Leon Bailey, and he just took the ball off him. Lovely. That saved us in that situation. So Gabriel gets a 7. Zinchenko, I would have marked him down as well, but that goal, bro, that's his first ever Premier League goal.
I know.
His first ever one for City and Arsenal. In 97 games, that's his first goal. And what a time to score it. What an occasion to score it. Again, like putting us ahead of his former team, all of that. So he gets a 7. Beautiful. My man of the match is split between 2 people, and it's Odegaard and Jorginho. No one's been talking about Odegaard today, which I find mental because
Tony did.
Yeah.
Tony did,
Yeah, we need to hear Tony's ratings though, innit? Like, so for me, I'm giving Odegaard and Jorginho both an 8 because Odegaard in that second half orchestrated in the way that we want Odegaard to do. Let's not forget that he got an assist as well for one of the goals that we scored. So Odegaard and Jorginho, joint man of the match for me. Jorginho, obviously, for that goal and his general play in the game was magnificent. Like, he was unbelievable. Imagine we had an El Neni or a Lokonga in there in that game. We would have got done, bro. Like, so I'm loving the joint man of the match for Odegaard and Jorginho. Xhaka, I've gone the same as you, Apollo, 4. He was absolutely a passenger. He was getting carried in that game. He's been getting carried in too many games recently. And I feel like I'm being a bit biased, but he's getting sort of retrospective ratings as well for me for that because it's the latest in a long line of pitiful performances from Xhaka. Yeah,
I'm glad you've said that because a lot of people don't want to talk about how bad his performances are. They just let it slide and then and are happy to give him a 7.
Yeah. Go on, bro. What are you going to say?
Danny, sorry.
Yeah.
100% agree, but to the group, do you not think as well that our Xhaka is failing a bit because he's missing his brethren Partey? Would you attribute a little bit to that?
No, because it started before that.
It started long before that.
Okay, I get you.
It's since the World Cup, he's not been good.
Danny, I was only saying that, Danny, because you know them 3 they work. Do you know what I mean? They work. So obviously, with you saying that, I'll take that on board. But I'm just saying, them three, they're an oiled machine. I kind of think they know where they're going to be and what
Do
they're
you
going
know
to
who
do.
I think Xhaka's missing? I don't think it's Partey. I think he's missing Gabriel Jesus, because when Jesus picks up the ball, drops back a little bit, that's when Xhaka made those runs into the box, and Jesus will flick a cute little pass into him, and then he'll header it in or score a goal. And that's what the only value he's been bringing this season is, that side of the pitch. Like, if you're looking at his defensive side, this is why me and Apollo were like, we need Vieira in there, because Xhaka's not providing anything defensively, so we might as well have an offensive player in there. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me go back. Saka, 7.5, and he would have got an 8 as well, but he got hacked up and he got knackered. You could see the end of the game, Saka was out of it, bro. He was done, tired, man. Like, he's done. So I gave him a 7.5, and it's not his own fault. It's just he faltered off in it, and there's nothing you can do about that. But it does bring your rating down, because if we're just analysing the level of your play, for me, it got brought down half a point just for that. Nketiah, I've given a 5. And yeah, he did do some good stuff in the game. For me, a 5 is an average middle rating. It's not like some people like to use 6. I use 5 as a middle rating. I've given Nketiah that because he did well for that header, but he should have put it in. Like, he did some good stuff. Like, when he should have had an assist in it, because Odegaard, I should have Odegaard. No, man of the match is Jorginho. Odegaard got 7.5.
I was wondering when you was going to say, hey, you don't see Bertram's. You know what I love about Bertram?
He loses half a point for that.
You know what I love about Bertram? Bertram takes his time. He stays quiet. He let you say your piece, and then when it comes to Bertram,
you got to work through the process. You got to let the process happen sometimes. I remember.
No comment, Apollo. No comment.
When you said that about Odegaard, I was
like, 5.5. Eddie Nketiah gets a 5.5 because that should have been an assist, and Odegaard gets a 7.5. So let me just adjust that rating. And then Trossard, I've given a 6 because I know you guys thought he was brilliant in the first half, but I'd love you to watch it again, because I just love to see your opinions if you watch it again. Just because that side is my little sort of bit that I'm watching at the moment, because that's where I'm seeing a lot of our problems happen. And I was really watching it, and I was like, he's doing okay. He's not messing up. He's not making any big mistakes or anything like that, but he's not penetrating whatsoever. He didn't penetrate once. He didn't do any. He just kept the ball. And sometimes you're expected to do more than that. Like, remember when we used to get Bellerin up on that right-hand side and he'd always cut back and pass it safe, and how frustrating that was. I noticed that a lot with Trossard. And that's why I like when Martinelli came on, he provided a bit more incisiveness down that side. And you did see it immediately. As soon as he came on, we were more incisive down the left. So I've given Trossard a 6. Martinelli, I've given a 6.5. Just because it started a bit shaky, but then he was instrumental in a lot of the stuff really late on. And he got the goal as well. So 6.5. Vieira, I thought was brilliant. He had less time, but I thought he was amazing when he came on. And that sort of awareness of mind to not just bang it, to slide Martinelli through, no pressure for that last 2 minutes or whatever it was. So
he needs to play. He needs to start in the next game. He needs to start.
Definitely. He's got that presence of mind. That's the word I was looking for. He's got that presence of mind where in those techie situations, he'll find a little out or something like that. So I've given Vieira a 7 for his last. He only came on for 10 minutes or something. So he gets
got
a
an
7.
assist.
And an assist as well, But that's exactly what I'm talking about, that presence of mind to put Martinelli through, rather than a lot of players would have tried to hit it from there, innit? And just hoped it went in. So, and then Tomiyasu, I've given a 6.5 because, like I said, Ben White was shakier than you lot think. He was a lot shakier than you lot think. And Tomiyasu did shore up that side, but I saw 1 or 2 occasions where he was a bit panicked when he had the ball further up the pitch. So I've given him a 6.5, but he did shore up that side when he came on. They had no joy down that side when Tomiyasu came on. None. They had to go down to Leon Bailey all the time. They started picking on Zinchenko and that. So that's where I think Tomiyasu deserves a bit more ratings than no one else has rated him. But I've given him 6.5.
Excellent, bro. Tony,
Arteta. 8.
Yeah, so I was just reading someone's giving him a 9 there as well. I want to say a big shout out to Kez. Me and Kez was raving last night. He was at the it was at the club that I was at last night. I left a clip on my Facebook wall so you guys can see one of the live jazz singers that we had down there. So if you want to check out my Facebook wall, it's on there now. But Kez, it was really good meeting up with you last night, Kez. Really great to see you, man. Big shout out to you. And Tony, if you're ready now, we can go with you, or Bertram has just popped off for a bit. So you got the conch, Tony. You got the conch.
Right, here we go. Stato. There we go. Stato. So let's break down some of the key stats from the game today. If I could just remove your banner very briefly.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Go on. So this is the most amazing stat. At halftime, 4 shots, 2 on target. By the end of the game, 20 shots. That's just phenomenal. I mean,
yeah, Tony, at halftime we had 2 shots and 2 on target, and they had 4 shots and 2 on target. Yeah.
I mean, that just shows. I mean, you know, I mentioned to Mark when he came on about we were talking about dominance, and I just said, look, you know, I had that point taken my brain away from the first half, and I totally engrossed myself in what was going on in the second half, and all I saw was domination.
Yeah.
And those are the stats to prove that. Then what else have we got? Right, let's pull up this one because this one is a nice one. All right. I'll let the readers them get a read, and then you can make of that as you will. But that goes to show you the load on those 4 players. The load is humongous.
Yeah, yeah.
And just underneath that is Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Eddie's got 9 goals and no assists.
That,
yeah,
he's 1 away. Yeah. So you've literally got the onus of our team on those 4 or 5 players. And bearing in mind that Eddie is now Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it's like, when you look at other teams, especially Man City, their load bearing is not that high in comparison. They get goals all over the place. Liverpool get goals all over the place. But you know, this is why, to me, you got to treat these guys with cotton gloves, because they're so integral to the way this team performs, and so important in terms of their consistency through the rest of this season. If we have aspirations to potentially win the league or finish top 2, those 4 guys, they can't be playing 95 minutes a game every week.
Talk the ting.
Yes, sir.
Talk the ting.
Okay, so I personally didn't think Jorginho was having the greatest of games. But quietly and efficiently, this is my word for this guy. Efficiently. He just did a thing today. Yeah? 90 touches, 70 complete, joint most, 5 duels, 3 tackles. Great. Listen, I've been a detractor.
Overly critical about the January transfer market.
About the January transfer window. But when praise is due, I have to give the praise.
Talk the team.
So everyone who understands me will tell you, I do not think Jorginho was a close decision for me. It was like, literally, you had to get another player. I was disappointed. I told you. I was disappointed with Jorginho being the backup player to Thomas Partey. Yeah. But I have to give credit where it's due. Today, my guy was not star boy, but he was Mr. Efficiency. Yeah? And as it says there, you can still party without party. Salute, Jorginho. Thank you very much. Shame he didn't get a goal. But well done to that guy. My next guy. Sorry.
Yeah, and I just want to say, before you go on to the next guy, I just wanted to say before you go on to the next guy, Jorginho just has that intelligence, leadership skills, and a huge amount of Premier League experience. This guy's won Premier League titles, Champions Leagues, third Ballon d'Or. How could we not think? And 31 years old, by the way. So it's not like he's in his 34, 35, and he's in the tail end. He's still up there, and he can still play for another 3-4 years.
Still not. I'm still not. I'm still not sold. I'm sorry to say. You know, the difference again. I keep saying this. The difference between the starting 11 and the next 4 or 5 players, there's a drop off. Thomas Partey is a Rolls Royce. Yeah, you might turn around and say, you know what, Jorginho is a good BMW.
Yeah,
it's not a bad car to have.
Hey, bro, Thomas Partey is the Batmobile, man. Let's be fair.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
You like that one, innit, Danny? Thomas Partey is the Batmobile, bro.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on swiftly. Bukayo Saka. I mean, you know what? He's done it again. He's done it again. A sublime goal, 83 touches, 6 shots. You know, for a kid that, to me, he's carrying a knock for most of the second half, if not all of the second half. You know, Bertrand is very strong in criticizing his inability to go past his fullback. But as I said, you got to pick your poison. He's probably more Pires than he is Mark Overmars. And none of us are ever going to complain about Robert Pires.
Great analogy.
Because you know what? When we lost Overmars to Barcelona and we got Pires, we probably thought, well, we've missed that one. But actually, we didn't. We gained an absolute worldie in Robert Pires. And Bukayo Saka is that guy. Thank you, Saka, for your contribution today.
Great analogy.
Good to see what Bertrand will say about that. He's been his biggest critic, and rightly so.
Okay. Then I have to go to this guy. Yeah, I took the picture. You can see down the bottom right, that miss, unforgivable. That was an awful miss. And as Bertram alluded, look, you got the time to stop the ball and pick your corner. Yeah, that's criminal. But look at the rest of this guy's play.
Yeah, he actually leads the Premier League in chances created. He's number one. He's hiding
this guy's game.
He's hiding Kevin De Bruyne.
I ain't missing out on this. I gotta say, this guy, early in the season, he used to get drawn out. He used to basically get taken off, and Xhaka would be the guy to stay on. Now it's Xhaka getting taken off and Odegaard staying on because he's that influential in the team. And as I said, you got your 4 players who basically are the drivers of this team. And Odegaard, he's driving this team. What's my last contribution? Not a lot of people will know that one. So with that, if I can have your ratings back up, I'll now finish my ratings very quickly.
Okay.
Because now that I've put up the stats, it will give you the rationale behind my ratings. Ramsdale 7.5. White gets a 7.5. And I want to I don't know if I put a graphic up for Zinchenko. Did I have a graphic for Zinchenko? No, I didn't. I'm pretty certain. But Zinchenko, to me, was the better player.
Yeah.
You gave Zinchenko a lesser grade than Ben White, but look at overall contribution in the game. I mean, he scored a goal.
Yeah.
He scored a goal. You know, yes, he had bad bits in the game. Some of his passing was very errant. But actually, overall, I mean, I actually have the stats. He touches the ball more than any other player in our team. His contribution is phenomenal. In the final analysis, yeah? Zinchenko, pass accuracy 84.9 compared to Ben White's 78.2. Yeah? 3 shots on goal compared to Ben White's 0. 2 shots on target. You know, only player who had more shots on target was Bukayo Saka. 98 touches of the ball. No other player on the pitch has more touches. No other player. So Zinchenko, I have to give him an 8. Even although I thought he had a bad first half.
Well, that's the thing. It's good to see you're matching the eye test with the stats.
Yeah.
Whereas with me, it's all eye test because, like I said, I mentioned the crosses Ben White was bringing into Nketiah in the box and the chances there. Ben White could have easily had 3 assists today, but you know, you won't see that on the stats. You won't see that on the stat sheet. But yeah, I respect that, bro. I respect that.
Okay, so quickly finishing off. Saliba, I'm giving I'm going to go with you on a 6, and I'll give Gabriel 6.5. I'm fine with that. Zinchenko, I'm giving 8, and Ben White the 7. Jorginho, because of what I said, you know, the quiet assassin, if Mr. Efficiency, give him an 8 because, you know, he changed the game. Xhaka, I agree, 4. Odegaard, I have to improve that mark. I have to give Odegaard at least a 7. He gets an assist in the game, should have scored 1, but he's so effective in what he's doing in the game. He's driving this team. Saka, I'm happy with the 7.5. Trossard, I'm happy with the 6. Nketiah, I'm happy with the 5. Arteta, I agree with you on the 7. Could do so much better. Do so much better. He actually deserves probably a little bit more because at the end of the day, he goes out, he makes the changes, and those changes win the game.
Yeah, and he got his team out of the funk because of that.
Because of those changes.
Could you imagine what he said to them at half time? He probably was kicking man around the room.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gave Martinelli a 7. Yeah, I can't really question that. I'd go with that. Any other subs that would worthy of a mark? No,
Tommy
so that's
Atsu.
me, guys. Thank you very much for the time and the platform. As Mark alluded, you know, it's always great conversation, great respect from you all. Respect to the family in the chat. It's been an emotional one, but boy, what a great weekend we're about to have.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks for that, Tony. Bertram, we'll leave the best until last. And look, I respect you wholeheartedly. And we're right to be overcritical when we can. We're right to be subjective in our views, but we do also, you know, big up the players when they're doing well. And today was a tale of 2 halves, wasn't it, Bertram? A very frustrating first half. And Arsenal, I mean, for the last 25 minutes, I was saying to you guys, it's coming. Because as Tony showed you with the stats, I mean, Villa weren't even close.
So when you're reviewing, you have to try to be as objective as possible in life when you're doing anything. And winning is such an elixir, and winning cures everything. Even though when you look at the facts, it may not be reflective of reality. So let's say reality. Villa has given up 11 goals in their last 3 games. That's reality. That means they're poor defensively. And they gave up 4 to Leicester. That's reality. So let's take it off the table. We're a systems team. A systems team. So when you blame Jacques and you blame all these players, look at the system first, then analyze the players. Where we get dominating game by a center forward like Tony last week and other this week is how we play. Ben White overlaps and plays way down on Saka, giving him ultimate support, and Odegaard is right there. So when they play the ball out, that's the first outlet.
Yes.
Saliba is one-on-one. There is no protection. Zinchenko is playing in the middle for us. So it's a different contract setup. When we say Martinez not getting support, look at the setup and the system, and then you make your analysis. Don't just think about individual players and where they are in out of position. It's not that Ben White is out of position. That's how we play. He's deep down, right? So therefore, when the ball comes out, Saliba is one-on-one. It's difficult one-on-one with a Premier League forward. That's what happens. Both goals came from the left. Let me repeat. Both goals came from the left. And we're saying, the right is brilliant. And what this person, and Xhaka is not doing this on his side. Both goals came from the left. Why is that?
Because they changed it.
Look at
they changed
no,
it.
it's not they changed anything. Because the first goal came from the ball being played out to Harry Watkins, one-on-one with Saliba, and Zinchenko owns that goal. You cannot get dispossessed, wait on the other half, one-on-one. And by the way, where was Jorginho? There is nobody to cut off the pass coming through the middle. So it's like in the Wenger days, when you're attacking, attack with caution, attack with a view I may lose the ball. Where am I if I lose the ball? We have gotten we weren't like that in the middle of the season, in the early part of the season. We're not gotten like that again in our play. We lose the ball deep, and we're all over the place defensively trying to recover. Because we're pressing high, we don't expect to lose the ball. You have to expect to lose the ball, and that's what Rob ran into. So when we say, this player played this way, or this player caused this, the goals came from the left, not the right in the game. We got to think about that. When we're blaming Xhaka, we're blaming on it. No, there's no hand put up because I waited. There's no hand put up here. I didn't put my hand up. There's no hand put up. I put my hand up. It's my time. All right, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Only thing I was going to say is I 100% agree with you on the fact that you have to have the what if. So when you're attacking, and I'm just talking coaching speak now. When you're attacking, I will berate my midfielder not being aware of what if we lose the ball. So all I was going to do is congratulate you and say I 100% agree with that point you just made. And I had to say it now before I forgot.
Okay. No problem.
I'm going to shut up now. Go on.
And by the way, look at the Man U game where they scored their first goal. And look at the Man U game where they scored their first goal. Where the ball come through? Left to middle, up there to Rashford. So we got to think about those things as we go along in the season because they're going to come to bite us if we don't think about those things strategically about how we operate and how we play. So we're blaming Xhaka. Here's another thing we guys don't think about. When the ball goes into Jesus in the box, what does he do? He rinses man. Defenders have the carving on him, create more space for Xhaka and everybody else. When he goes to Nketiah, what does he do? He played up back outside the 18. He got a ball in the first half, in the first 10, 15 minutes, about the 8-yard line, deep in the opponent's half. What do he do? In the box. He don't try to rinse his man. He doesn't do anything with it except play it back out. You, in the penalty box, force the defender to make a decision. Don't make it easy for them. Because nobody wants to touch you in the box as a penalty. Create those situations. We're not getting it from Nketiah. By the way, I'm going to give you a Nketiah score. It's nowhere close to what you guys have. So I'll say this, which is we won. I wasn't happy with the victory. We're a much better team than Villa. They can't defend themselves. And Apollo, and I think it was, who else was on? Talking about we should play Vieira, Odegaard, and Jorginho in midfield. What is too early in the morning to be smoking? Where's your defense? Jorginho is slow as molasses. Vieira can't defend himself, and Odegaard tried, but he can't defend. Where's your defense in the midfield? If you play those three in the midfield, what are you guys smoking?
So, Bertrand,
really?
I'll answer.
We played Liverpool last year with Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and I forgot what was Ellen in the midfield, and we were lost.
So
they
Bertrand,
were all over the place.
Yeah,
yes, go ahead, Apollo.
Let me answer that. Firstly, I didn't agree with when you said football is a system game and all of that.
No, I said we play a system game. We play a system game.
Yeah.
That's how we play. It's a system we play. Like Man City does. We play a system game.
Yeah. And where I don't agree with that, and then I'll come on to the other point is, yes, football is a team game. It's a system game. But once you cross that line, you have a responsibility on the field that is dependent on your role. That's where you're missing that. That's
No, Apollo. The difference between you have a system and playing my system, every system has vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Our vulnerability is when we lose the ball of field, and I say players are cognizant of playing defense, we're scrapping to get back. Look how City scored their first goal, where Tomiyasu is under pressure. There's nobody except Saliba. But I mean, Saliba was in the play because he's playing deep. Gabriel didn't rotate over as quick as he could. Tomiyasu made a back part. There's no recovery. That's where Saliba probably should have been. To be the outlet for the pass, or in play wide to get Ramsdale to get it. So the problem I have with this is that when you have a system that's a well-constructed system, it works well, it's effective. Every system has vulnerabilities. Guardiola has never beaten Spurs at their home. Let me repeat that, guys. He's won the league 4 times. He's never beaten Spurs at Tottenham. You know why? They play deep, they suck up the pressure, and they play like how we play, and they have brilliant counter-attacking players between Son, between Kane, between Kulusevski, between Richard. So when they get the ball, they can damage you based on your vulnerabilities. We have to do more of that. And you guys talk about Martinelli and how well he played today. Martinelli has been poor for the last 5 or 6 games, and today he did little or nothing. Let me say this. You and I can score this goal, even when I can't run anymore after 4 knee surgeries. We could score that goal today. He got the ball with no keeper. Guys, please.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But hold on. Let me come back to your other question, because I think it's important to, and again, I talked about the difference between team responsibility and your own responsibility. And that's the reason why we've talked about Martinelli, we've talked about Xhaka, we've talked about Ben White over the last few games. And keen on Xhaka today, and I don't want to beat up too much about Xhaka, but this is just a definitive issue that we have right now. Not with Xhaka, take the name out of it. It's the role. It's the role of the number 8. What is the number 8's role in football, in your team? It's to operate as that box-to-box player. What does that mean to us as a team? It means that the player has responsibility in both an attacking sense and a defensive sense. Yeah, in the modern game, that's how it's revolved. Yeah, you play.
But Apollo, here's what you're missing. Here's what you're missing. We criticize Xhaka about box-to-box role. What role is Odegaard playing?
I don't want to get off the rails.
No. There's a reason for the question, Apollo. Answer the question.
Odegaard is a 10. He's a different role than an 8.
A 10 that plays on one side of the field. He's a true 10 and only plays beside Saka. Where's Odegaard helping Martinelli? A 10 rotates across the front line. Where's Martinelli? Where's Odegaard playing with Martinelli, with Jenko, with Jack? Where's Odegaard not playing?
But this system doesn't equate to that. The 10 role.
Yes.
All right. I can explain that now. Here's. Let's take your point, shall we? Let's take your point.
Yes.
So we've seen Tony put up the stats. Yeah. Tony put up the stats for Odegaard in that role.
I love how you and Tony are statsmen now. I used to say the eye test. I also want the eye test. So the eye test doesn't matter anymore.
I'm just going to your point. So Tony showed you the stats for Odegaard on that right-hand side. On the left-hand side now, you're supposed to see the same stats with Xhaka, because Xhaka's that link intermediate.
No, guys. Right? No, I'm stuck with this.
No, I have to finish. You're not let me finish, bro. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead. I'll let you go in.
This was my time, by the way. But go ahead. This is my time.
I'm just answering your question. Question. My point is, if you're on the field and if you look at the stats there that Tony's got up, let me take the player ratings down now. Yeah, what we're saying about Xhaka is nothing in regards to him as a person. That's out the role. It's the role he's playing in the team. You're not affecting the game in a defensive or offensive role. Look at 100% dribbles. He's dribbling at the team. Is Xhaka dribbling?
Where's Xhaka's stats?
How many touches did Xhaka have? How many duels did he win?
Show us the stats. Show us Xhaka's stats.
How many assists
Tony put up Xhaka's stats. No, Tony put up Xhaka's stats.
So the point here is, yes, the team has a responsibility in their roles, but as an individual role, that's where we're falling short. So when you talk about Fabio Vieira now, that's a player who we feel, and that is subjective, that's a player that we feel can give you more in that role. Yeah?
So let me say this. We've seen Fabio Vieira in the Europa League. We've seen his defensive inability. There's a reason why the coach doesn't play him with Odegaard and with the CDM. Because it would be a mess defensively. Okay, I want to see Xhaka's stats, by the way. And let me say this. I'll say this again. You said Odegaard is a 10, right? Even though he's not a true 10 the way he plays, because he only plays on the right side, not on the left side. And secondly, do we see Odegaard going back to help out Saliba? Like Xhaka goes back to help out Gabriel in any way, shape, or form in any game? If he's on the right side, because you're comparing Odegaard and Xhaka, which is an unfair comparison, because Zinchenko is taking up playing inside, the right side is wide open. Go ahead. Go ahead, Odegaard.
I was about to say that. The truth is, I was just about to say, because the truth is, Bertram, and you know this yourself, as has been pointed out by Martin Keown and Ian Wright, Arsenal's system plays with 2 number 10s. That's where the inverted role
No,
comes
they play
in.
with a 10 and an 8.5. It's not 2 10s. It's not 2 10s. Xhaka is not going to feel like Odegaard playing just aside the 8. No, there's not. I don't care what Righty says. I don't care what Keown says. I know what my eyes are showing me. I don't depend on the video to define my independence to understand football. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, but
Xhaka is always Xhaka is but when is Odegaard playing defense? Down in his own half.
Listen, that I understand your point of view. I understand your stress, but as I said, in my opinion,
I'm excited. I'm not stressed.
The team plays with a variant when it's defending and it's attacking. It's different formations. At times, defensively, we only have 3 back there, and that's because that inverted role and that dual number 10 gives you the options of the way you play forward, gives you the options of a single pivot, gives you all those different options. Now, with Jorginho in there, I think all of us can agree that we can see something that can evolve from this earlier Arteta system. We can actually play with a double pivot. And I think that would actually pay off for us. The only reason why we pay with Partey is for 2 reasons. 1, because of the lack of bodies we have in the midfield of quality. And 2, because Partey is so good at doing it. So why?
No, Apollo, you know this is my time. You've talked more than I have talked, right? I'm going to hold you accountable for that. I'm going to hold you accountable for that. Let me just say this, guys, which we won. We should all be happy we won. We have struggled the last 5 or 6 games, which is not like our last 5 or 4 or 5 games, which is not.
Can I see Bertram's face? Sorry to interrupt. Can I see your face?
Yeah.
I need to see your notes.
I don't control. I get excited. I'm too excitable.
I want to see your face.
I'm gonna give my ratings now. I've done my soliloquy. Well, it's not really a true soliloquy. I got interrupted about 3 times. It's not a true soliloquy, actually. So let me go.
It's great discussion, guys. And look, we won, and we're all happy today, man.
Ramsdale, I give a 7. I agree with Ramsdale, Mark. I don't agree with White. I think he was about a 7. I don't see enough help for Saliba. I can't have my center half be isolated every single time. If a forward is worth his salt, and you isolate me and I've defended 7, 8, 9 times a game, I should be able to get by him at least once or twice. We will be killing our forwards if Jesus was isolated on a center back 7 or 8 times in a game and didn't do nothing. That can't be the case. And that's the system we play, which means we're going to get rinsed once in a while. I gave White a 7. I gave Saliba 6.5. I gave Gabriel a 7. I thought Gabriel played well today. Zinchenko owned the first goal. Zinchenko owned his goal, so he gets a 6.5. He gave away 1, he scored 1, net to 0. He had a lot of touches, but also he hold the ball too long sometimes. Don't go down the wing enough to create space for my winger so they can make a decision to go down or go inside. Create avenues for that's what Ben White does for Saka. That's what Odegaard does for Saka. Jorginho, I gave an 8. Jorginho was the best player. It's not even debatable. And Tony, he wasn't just efficient, he was effective, by the way. No, watch again. He was effective. Not just efficient, he was effective the way he was playing, especially given his lack of mobility. I gave Xhaka a 5. He was quiet today, very, very quiet, frankly, and got to do better. But we don't have a replacement for him. A replacement is not Vieira. I gave Odegaard a 7. I thought he was brilliant in the second half. He probably would have gotten an 8, but you can't miss that goal. When they scored, it's tied up 2. If we lost that game, we wouldn't be having the same discussion. Given that miss he had, he was in the center of the box. The keeper was down to the right. You have to put the ball on target, even if the keeper come back and save it. Saka gets a 7.5. I'm fine with that. Trossard was surprisingly quiet, and maybe it's part of the system that's killing Martinelli and Trossard, because when they're not. Martinelli was effective in the same system, by the way, in the early part of the season, and so was Xhaka. So what has changed? What we should ask ourselves: why is Xhaka not scoring more? Why is Martinelli not scoring more? What is it about the system, or is it that teams have adjusted how they play us to limit some of our capabilities going forward? Because Brentford coach said to us after the game, we're easy to play against. So that means they stack the midfield, they win the ball, we're vulnerable. And Nketiah gets a 4, and I'm being generous. He gets a 4 because he gave Odegaard a pass, which he should have scored because he won the ball on his own. And Nketiah got a ball that Odegaard played him in, and what did Nketiah do? He made the angle more difficult for him to score because he has no left foot.
And he put it.
Yes, you thought to cut across your center half, but he went so far over Then he couldn't put himself in an angle, similar to what we see created for when Ollie Watkins scored and he didn't even hit the target. Ahead in the first half, he was being pressured. He don't do anything when he gets the ball. How many defenders has Nketiah rinsed? How many times he created mismatches when he get a center half on a one-on-one? In the first half, he wasn't presenting himself to get the ball. That's why when Jesus doesn't score in his last 10 games, we still value Jesus because what he does when he gets the ball. Nketiah has to do better. What was I missing? Martinelli, I gave him a 6. And Tony at this age, Apollo at this age, Mark, I'm not sure how old you are, Vince at this age. I don't want to say myself because I have no knees. Can score
I'm
that
young,
goal.
man. I'm young. I know what you're talking about at this age. I'm young.
He was putting on goal. He was putting on goal. It's harder for him to miss than to score.
Yeah, it's true.
And it was a brilliant ball by Vieira. I gave Vieira a 7, given that pass he made. Arteta, Tomiyasu, I give a 6. I mean, he didn't have a ton to do when he came in. And Arteta, I gave an 8. We won is why he get the 8. And look, here's what everyone's complaining about: us not making changes. And Tony mentioned we have 4 people who are scoring all the goals. Well, how much people need to score the goals, Tony? 4 is a lot, you know. Haaland has 25 for Man City. I mean, you know, we have 4 people scoring. That's most teams like that. You may get goal 1 here, 1 there, but 4 scoring, and then Nketiah makes 5. That's all you need to score the goals. There's only 11 players on the pitch, and the goalkeeper is not scoring. I mean, so you only need about 5 to score most of your goals. And Xhaka was scoring early in the season, by the way. Xhaka goals have dried up for some reason. I don't know what's happening with Xhaka, actually. Maybe Xhaka has played too much. Maybe Xhaka is the one player and Saka. Xhaka and Saka has played too much. And Nketiah just came in after Jesus got hurt, so he hasn't played a ton of football. Odegaard has played a lot of football, but he wasn't at the World Cup. But I would think that, and Partey takes a rest every other game. So he shouldn't be tired either. Go ahead, Vincey.
It's been interesting listening to your views, Stan. And all I'll just like to say is I just hope you transfer this conversation to Edu, Vinay, and Arteta. It's very passionate, it's very insightful, and us as fans, we tune in, week out to hear these things from yourself, and we're privileged. But we'd like to see it on the pitch. So if you can, you know, in some way, shape, or form, get this information in writing to the powers that be, we'd appreciate it.
Let me just say this, though, because people think I'm a Xhaka fan. I am not truly a Xhaka fan. You know, I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm a fan of all the players, no matter what they did in the past. And in Xhaka, we need to upgrade Xhaka. It's a fact. We all know this. But let's all remember this. Every single Arsenal manager has played Xhaka. Now, it may be that we have bought someone to replace him, but we can't say we are the experts and we know more than they do. They all play him, and they all play him all the time.
And where's that got them? Right, guys, I just want to go to something.
First place this year, Apollo. First place this year. So far.
I just want to say something which we need to address on the channel. I just want to say, Christian Atsu, the news came out this morning. It was quite disturbing in terms of what's going on there in Turkey. And I just want to obviously give our condolences to his family, to his friends. He's got a lot of friends in London. Used to be a guy that used to go to Grand Royal, the club on Regent Street. So I know a lot of people who know this guy. I don't know him directly, but it's never good when you hear something like this. The guy's 31 years old, 31 guys, and we're hearing shocking news. 40,000 people have died in that earthquake, and I just want to say, this guy was someone who gave a lot to the sport that we love, and so just wanted to say that coming from our channel. Really sad to hear about this. I think everybody was talking about it because he was missing. They couldn't find him, and so the news came out this morning. Really shame. Guyanese international as well, so one of Thomas Partey's teammates. So yeah, real shame to hear that news today.
Ghana international.
Yeah.
And so
I think people are giving misinformation about his whereabouts. People are saying he's been found and he's in the hospital. People should stop doing those things on social media, actually. Giving people hope when the hope was really not there. So it's sad to hear, frankly. And my hope is that the international community would rally and provide the same level of support they do for other people who are maybe not like them in persuasion, to support them in terms of resources and help and machinery to help them recover. But I think also Turkey has to take some responsibility for the lax building codes or lack of making sure buildings are built with the ability to withstand earthquakes. Look at Japan. When you go to Japan, for example, you're there sometimes, the buildings are swaying. You get tremors, you're in a 60-story tower, it's swaying. And they withstand earthquakes because they build them on like these stilts to allow to do so. I know it's more expensive to do so, but they had earthquakes before. They know what they need to do, and yet they still went back to the situation. It's unfortunate for the people there because they are at the mercy of those builders who are trying to make profit versus thinking about lives. So it's unfortunate, but hopefully, we can help that community recover.
So just wanted to say, guys, it's literally coming up to half time in all of the games. They were 0-0, all of them, but Bernardo Silva has just scored for City.
Great goal, absolute peach.
Left screamer from outside. Oh. The assist by Jack Grealish.
Grealish.
Can I say something else also? Zinchenko and Ramsdale make a mistake every single game. We don't talk about that enough. What happens is they don't lead to goals a lot of times. So we don't focus on them. At some point, they're going to bite you in the, you know what. In the Man City game, he gave away a ball. Today, he cost him. You have to protect the ball like it's a I don't know, kids have gold chains they spend a lot of money for, whatever. Protect it like it's a precious metal. If you don't make mistake, make sure you have some cover. And Ramsdale did that today again, Apollo. I'm telling you, he makes a mistake every game. We say Ramsdale don't make a mistake. He makes one every single game.
Yes, but most keepers do, and he has.
No, not most keepers. Yet. Ramsdale, no, I don't agree, Apollo. Yeah. That's not true. Most keepers don't make a mistake every game.
Bertram,
he makes a bad mistake every game and he doesn't get punished.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't get punished. Until he does, then we can't regard him as such.
But he got punished in the Man U game, I should say. Bertram. He got punished in the Man U game. But you can't, Apollo, at some point, the law of averages, it catches up to you.
It does, but you know what it is? You know what it is, Bertram? I look at it in a glass half full situation where a lot of players coming in here, first of all, he was a standout performer at his previous teams, even though they got relegated. His save percentage was still second best in the league. He's 23 years old. And if this is what you're showing me at 23, then it looks great, Bertram. The future looks great. And where we are now, a lot of that is to do with his possessional play and his performances. Every player, including Xhaka, every player has had a part to play with us being top of the league.
Okay, Apollo, I'm going to say this, Apollo. I'm going to say this. It's all good and dandy when it doesn't cost you. When it does, you're going to lose your mind. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Protect yourself now, then be sorry later. Yeah. There's a risk reward to life in anything that you do. Make sure your risk is being managed appropriately. Don't take unnecessary risks sometimes.
Bertram, I hate to say it, but I've lived through 4 years of Bert Leno leading the league in errors leading to goals, and none of you.
No, hold on. We have moved up. We have improved.
I've watched Xhaka lead all outfield players making mistakes to goals, and none of you, except for me, mentioned it. So,
come on, Apollo. Don't say that, Apollo. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Forgive me if the irony is killing me. But
no. We don't hold grudges like you do against Xhaka. We don't hold grudges against Xhaka like you do, but we lament him when he makes mistakes and we praise him when he does well. You don't praise him when he does well. In fact, you bite your tongue and put NA.
So
when he does well.
So that's not exactly true, because if you watch my last videos for the last 3 months, I have praised him when he played well.
Okay, so you have improved over the last 3 months, but before
I wouldn't say I've improved, because Xhaka still hasn't apologized to the fans for what he did. However, he's playing well. So when he's playing well, you got to say he's playing well. But he has not, as far as me and Xhaka is concerned, that line is never going to be, that line is drawn. Yeah,
I'm totally giving me a hard time about Saka, because I get beat up about Saka by people. So I say this. Saka and Martinelli, when you play football, my winger has to make my wing back nervous. Is he going to go right? Is he going to go left? Where is he going to go? I'm vulnerable. The wing backs are not feeling vulnerable with my wingers.
Yeah,
Martinelli hasn't beaten anyone since the year started. And Saka really goes by his man. He cut inside all the time.
That's where you miss Jesus.
Bertram,
Jesus go either way.
So Bertram, when you planning to come down to the Coney to the training?
I hate flying, right? So I'm supposed to go to India for business, and I'm supposed to fly. Normally, go to India, fly to London. I don't do non-stop. I don't do flights that are non-stop. So I'm struggling. I want to come to England. I thought about come to England, fly to India, then come back. But I'm like, it's gonna be after a stopover. I hate flying. Even though I have to fly, because now I have to fly more than I normally do. I hate flying. But I'm gonna come up. I must do it in September. I may do the India thing. Come to London, take a few days, go in and come back. So
we need to rename Stan Kroenke Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, guys, is there any closing comments? Because I'm in major pain sitting down here, and I actually have to go and see Ant-Man in IMAX Quantumania at 7:00 today. So I'm going to go back upstairs and lay down in bed for a couple of hours. But has anybody got any closing comments for us at the moment?
Hope you feel better soon, bro. Rest up, get your naproxen in. Enjoy the film tonight, but more importantly, enjoy the remainder of your week. It's always nice when Arsenal get a win. We are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league.
Yeah, loving it, man. Buzzing.
So Paul, I would say you need to get a cortisone shot. That's all I'll say about your back.
No, yeah, I stayed away from that, man, because it's stiff.
No, I get that every 5 years, and it helps immensely.
Apollo, get a nice, go and have an ice bath. Seriously. Go in an ice bath, spend some time in an ice bath, and then go into that spa.
Cryotherapy, man.
Cryotherapy.
Go and get some, what's it called? Acupuncture.
Oh, yeah. I already do. I've actually got her booked in for Monday.
So, does it really work? Does it really work?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really works, man.
I've had acupuncture for my elbow, and it works.
Yeah, I've had it done. When I was doing martial arts, when I was doing Wing Chun a couple of years ago, I was having that regularly. But if you guys watched that series called Cold as Balls with Kevin Hart, where he sits in the ice bucket with it, that's what you need, man. Cryotherapy. That shit works on you easily, man.
I get the feels just thinking about it.
It's awesome, man. That's what all the NBA players and the NFL players do. They got the tanks, the buckets full of ice, man.
Yeah.
After every game.
So, truth in you say, I ended up finishing my non-league career at 42 years old at step 3 or whatever it was.
Wow.
And while everyone else was falling down beside me, I played the whole season. Finished training, ice bath. Tuesday, Thursday, ice bath. So Saturday after the game, ice bath. Ready to play and captain the team all the way through.
I finished playing in my late 80s in the Diodora League in the 90s. That's when I was playing at Old Oak in Acton. Tony knows where that is. I
am feeling the cold right away. Talking about ice bath. I can't see you do that.
Guys, if you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, type in Cold as Balls, Kevin Hart. You would love it.
Yeah.
No, I've seen Kevin Hart with people doing it, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, man. Brilliant, guys. So
we won. I might find a word is we won. So when we win, my weekend is pleasant. No matter what has happened. Pleasant. So
and the Giants aren't playing, so they can't spoil it.
Exactly. The Giants are not playing. Kiss. Exactly. You have that right, Tony.
So, guys, listen. So, guys, that's it. Massive comeback win for Arsenal. Celebrations after this match are going to go well into the weekend because that was the key. That's the catalyst that we need to propel ourselves to a title challenge, which we are in. This is a title challenge. This is what we wanted. And had we lost today, it would have been the 5th game in a row in all competitions, and our confidence would have been badly bruised and shot with these credentials in doubt. But this is the kind of win that can transform the mood of the fans and the performance of the team. Vincey wants to make a comment before we go.
Southampton lead Chelsea 1-0.
Chelsea are just dead food, man.
I said one thing, Apollo. I looked at the bench today. It wasn't terrible. And when Jesus and Partey comes back, it will be even better. We had Smith on the bench. Nelson was on the bench. We had our left back on the bench. Turner. So we had a better bench than we had in the past. We didn't have Dewberry on the bench. So when I have some challenge, when Jesus comes back and Partey comes back, maybe Holding may have to sit down. Somebody will have to sit down. Not being the squad, I mean, for a game day. The game day squad. So.
Guys, they're all over Chelsea. The Chelsea are playing at home, and Southampton's had more possession, more shots on target.
You know how Southampton scored, right? You know how Southampton scored. One prediction about how Southampton scored.
Yeah. I mean,
that man is taking penalties from outside the box.
When I saw Modric play against Liverpool in his first game, I thought, oh, this guy looks good. In his last 3 games, he's looked trash. Modric's looked so bad, man.
True.
And this is what I was saying to Tony. He had only started like 34 games in his professional league over there. He actually had played probably, like we was talking about Caicedo, right? Caicedo's played more international games with Ecuador than he's played for Brighton. A lot of these guys are very inexperienced. You're paying all that money. It's like, you remember how they used to do the rookies in the NFL before they did a rookie cap? They used to give rookies 70, 80 million before they even
But Paulo, there's a difference though, Paulo. Caicedo, we have seen in the Premier League. We hadn't seen Modric.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen Caicedo play, given a short period of time, but we've seen his ability in Premier League. We haven't seen Modric, and maybe it's just league acclimation, right? It will take a while for him to acclimate. Players' ability, but Premier League is a tough league. It's where the best players are.
Yeah, Ben White was like that. But when we bought him, he had only played 38 games for Leeds and Brighton. 38 starts. So he was like that. So
I like Caicedo, though. I like Caicedo.
Yeah, me too.
I like Caicedo. Yeah.
Not for that money. Not for that money.
Yeah, there's something Kante about him that I really like.
Not for that money.
Can I ask a question? A very quick one before we go. Caicedo or Declan Rice? Who are you choosing?
Caicedo.
I'm taking Deck.
Nah, Declan to me, I need person with range in terms of athleticism in the midfield. Similar capability, but I need to be able to cover dangerous players, cover the pitch. Declan is good on the ball. Declan is slow.
Sorry,
Declan doesn't score goals either.
I can't pull the trigger on either. I'm saving the money and I'm going out and getting Bellingham. Simple.
Hey,
Vinci.
Mike,
You probably can buy Declan and Caicedo for Bellingham money.
Hey,
you get 2 for 1.
Hey, Bertram, you see Tony smile as soon as Vinci said Bellingham. Tony just started.
I know, but we can't. I can't afford Bellingham, Vinci. I have to tell you this. I can't afford.
You know what? I actually want to see Bellingham play with Partey. That's what I want to. As an Arsenal fan, I want to see the tandem of the two of them together.
Okay, Caicedo and Rice or Bellingham. Would you take Bellingham for those 2? 2 for 1?
No,
I don't think it's a consideration.
Yeah,
I think that's a challenge on. I think that's a challenge on your.
Caicedo is 70. Ben Rice is what, 80? That's 150. Bellingham is about 140, 130.
I think that's a challenge on your coach's coaching ability, and then you're going to put him in a very compromising situation. So, as an owner, I think you need to be careful what you ask for.
You just might get it.
Exactly.
Oh man, Mark, listen, it's fantastic having you on, man. You're welcome anytime.
Yeah,
brother.
man, love it, man, love it.
Yeah,
Bless up, Mark.
Guys have yourself a blessed, wonderful weekend, man. Love all of you guys, and we'll catch up soon.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good